Chapter 14:12. This person had lived for hundreds of years, and his soul strength was not that weak. It would not be easy for Yi Xian to control him in one go. However, even if Yi Xian was exposed, he was not afraid. Soon, the Broken Sky City's general manager found his father. "Guoming, why are you looking for me?" An old voice came from a mansion.
"Father, I've brought someone to see you."
The general manager of Broken Sky City replied.
"Come in then."
Guoming pushed the door open and entered. Coincidentally, his father Guoshang also opened the door and walked out. "This is..." Guoshang looked at Yi Xian in surprise. He had seen all the immortal-level powerhouses in the mansion before. Could it be that he was a newly recruited consecrator? Guoming pretended to be mysterious as he approached Guoshang and whispered a few words in his ear. However, when Guoshang let down his guard, Guoming suddenly attacked. Bang! Guoming slapped his father's back with all his might, and the latter was instantly sent flying. Guoshang would never have thought that his own son would sneak attack him. What was going on? Just when he was surprised, Yi Xian's eyes flashed. "Solai!" Guoshang immediately realized that his son was being controlled by someone else. "How dare you!" Guoshang shouted angrily, but just as he finished speaking, his throat was choked by a strong hand. If he acted rashly, his head would be gone. Soul Eye! Yi Xian continued to use his Soul Eye while his opponent was still in shock. Ding! Control failed. For the older generation powerhouses, it was still difficult to use Soul Eye. After all, they had lived for hundreds of years, and their soul strength was much stronger than the younger generation. However, no matter how strong the wall was, it would still be blown away by the wind. Ding! Control succeeded. After Yi Xian used Soul Eye for the third time, Guoshang was finally controlled. However, the shout from earlier had also entered the ears of the others. On the other side, the Broken Sky City's governor and the other two could not help but raise their eyebrows. "Father, I'll go take a look," the Broken Sky City's governor said to Duan Zhong. "Go." Duan Chong nodded and continued to play chess with the white-robed old man, Yi Wen. The Broken Sky City's city lord recognized that voice. It was Guoshang's voice. He wanted to see who had provoked Guoshang. When he arrived, he found that Guoshang and Guoming were in the courtyard, and there was no one else. "That's strange. I sensed an immortal-level aura earlier, but it's gone now. Did I sense it wrongly?" The city lord of Broken Sky City frowned and asked in surprise, "Uncle Shang, who offended you just now?" "It's nothing, just a servant." Guoshang pretended as if nothing had happened and said, "City Lord, you came at the right time. There is an urgent matter here." "What is it?" The Broken Sky City Lord did not have any doubts and directly landed in the courtyard. However, just as he let his guard down, a sharp blade suddenly shot out from the ground and pierced through his thigh. Not only that, even Guoshang and Guoming suddenly made their moves. Bang! Broken Sky City's city lord was hit by one or two punches and immediately spat out a mouthful of blood. However, just as he was about to fly out, another person suddenly appeared behind him. Yi Xian. He did not expect that there would be an immortal-level powerhouse hiding nearby. Even he, a level 2 immortal-level powerhouse, did not notice him. This concealment technique was quite brilliant. He was still astonished when Yi Xian grabbed his throat, causing him to be unable to speak. Soul's Eye! Ding! Control failed. The city lord of Broken Sky City was already over 100 years old, but Yi Xian's first attempt at using Soul's Eye failed. Soul's Eye! Ding! Control succeeded. The city lord of Broken Sky City was also controlled by Yi Xian. The latter did not say anything and took off the city lord's Qian Kuan ring. As a city lord, there were many things in the Qian Kuan ring. These things, together with Yi Xian's accumulation, were enough for a breakthrough. Ding! The host has broken through and is currently at level 2 immortal level. The system notification rang. At the same time, Yi Xian's lifespan had increased by 250 years, which was almost 800 years. The reason why Yi Xian went through the trouble of controlling the city lord instead of killing his way in was because immortal-level powerhouses could burn their lifespan to fight. Life was very precious, which was why Yi Xian did not want to waste it. 6 immortal level 1 and 2 immortal level 2. It was a good lineup. Go and call your father over. Yi Xian said to the city lord of Broken Sky City. The city lord's father, Duan Chong, was an immortal level 3 immortal level powerhouse. However, Yi Xian now had the lives of his son and the entire Duan family in his hands. There was a 90% chance that the city lord would choose to surrender. Yes. The city lord of Broken Sky City nodded and drank the blood bottle that Yi Xian passed to him. He then changed his clothes and left. Soon, he returned to the place where Duan Chong and Yi Wen were playing chess. What was that loud noise just now? Duan Chong could not help but ask when he saw his son return. Nothing. It was just Uncle Shang and Gua Ming. The city lord of Broken Sky City shook his head and said softly, "Father, Uncle Shang needs you urgently." Now. Duan Chong frowned slightly. Yes, now. The city lord of Broken Sky City replied. All right. Duan Chong nodded slightly and said to the old man in white, "Yi Wen, I'll be back soon." After that, the two of them left quickly. Playing chess was just to pass the time. Yi Wen did not suspect anything. He was only thinking about whether the assassin from the underworld had caught Yi Xian. As he did not know how to track people and his speed was not fast, he asked the assassin from the underworld to catch Yi Xian. As long as he caught Yi Xian, he would be able to obtain a middle-grade immortal level divine ability. However, he did not expect Yi Xian to be so close to him. Soon, the city lord of Broken Sky City brought his father over. When Duan Chong arrived, he saw a stranger sitting in Guishang's courtyard. It was a stranger who was at immortal level 2. As for Guishang and Gua Ming, they were standing behind Yi Xian respectfully. At that moment, he felt that something was wrong. However, it was too late. Bang! A loud noise was heard. Duan Chong was ambushed and was controlled by Yi Xian. Everything was ready. All that was left was the last thing they needed. Guishang, Gua Ming, the city lord of Broken Sky City, and Duan Chong were on the same side. Hence, they would not be on guard. However, the old man in white was an outsider. If they called him over, the ambush would not succeed. Moreover, he had a pair of eyes of nature. If he burned his life force, it would not be easy to deal with him. In order not to hurt the people in the mansion, Yi Xian decided to lure him out. Call him out of the city. Chapter 14:13. Yi Xian was the first to arrive at the outskirts of the city and waited quietly. After a while, Duan Chong, Guishang, and the city master of Broken Sky City brought Yi Wen over. However, Yi Wen was obviously prepared as he kept a distance from Duan Chong and the rest. If there was an ambush, he could leave immediately. Immortal level 2? Yi Wen suddenly felt Yi Xian's aura. He felt that the aura was similar to Xianxia's. Duan Chong was at immortal level 3 while Guishang, the city master of Broken Sky City, and Yi Xian were only at immortal level 2. Although they had the advantage in numbers, Yi Wen had the eye of nature. Hence, he was not afraid of them joining forces. Although the mysterious Heaven sect had lost a sect leader, they still had 2 immortal level 2 experts. If they were to fight, Broken Sky City would not be able to defeat the mysterious Heaven sect. After all, the mysterious Heaven sect was a sect. Duan Chong, why did you bring me out? Yi Wen stopped at a distance and asked in surprise. I asked him to bring you out. Yi Xian suddenly spoke. In the next moment, his face changed and turned into the face that he had when he died. This time, Yi Wen finally recognized him. It's you. The old man in white opened his eyes wide. He did not expect the immortal level 2 expert to be Yi Xian. Didn't they say that Yi Xian was only at Nirvana level 9? It had only been a day and he had broken through to immortal level 2? Even a reincarnated reincarnator would not be so strong, right? That's right, it's me. Yi Xian nodded and smiled. That day, you saved the Xianming duo demons and forced me to self-destruct 2 of my clones. Today, I'm here to take revenge. Yi Xian already had the intention to kill the old man in white. Although Lu Tiangong had saved the Xianming duo demons before, Yi Xian did not suffer any substantial losses. Hence, he spared Lu Tiangong. However, the old man in white had caused him to lose 2 of his clones and wasted 2 devour points to revive them. How could he not take revenge? 2. The white-robed elder raised an eyebrow. Yi Xian had only lost 1 clone that day, so how could there be 2 now? Of course, this was because he didn't know that Yi Xian's 2 doppelgangers were in a combined state. 1 corpse, 2 lives. The reason I lured you out is very simple, and that is to fight me. If you can win, I will let you go, Yixian continued. You! The white-robed old man's eyes flashed with killing intent. One had to know that Yixian had killed his grandson and great-grandson at the Longevity Assembly. He wanted to take revenge with his own hands. Cut the crap, let's fight. Yixian took out the scarlet flame sword that he'd spent a super-devouring crystal to forge into a rank 6 heavenly artifact. Apart from that, Wei Zhentian was also hovering in the air, ready to attack at any moment. Humph, if that's the case, then I'll personally capture you. After the white-robed old man finished speaking, he glanced at Duan Chong and the rest fearfully. He finally understood that this was all part of the scheme of the Broken Sky City's governor. Longevity Assembly, Floating Image Crystal. Their purpose was to lure him out, or rather, destroy the mysterious Heaven Sect. However, he was overthinking. The mastermind was not Duan Chong, but Yixian. Whoosh! Whoosh! In an instant, the white-robed old man and Yixian attacked. The former wanted to capture Yixian, but Yixian wanted to kill the former. Both of their targets were different from each other, so their attacks were naturally different. Killing intent explosion. Unparalleled flaming dragon slash. Yixian used his strongest attack as soon as he arrived. This attack was enough to instantly kill any expert at the 3rd level of the longevity stage. Yiwen originally wanted to capture Yixian, but after witnessing the power of this attack, he knew that he was too naive. Even he couldn't launch this attack, so how could he capture him? Damn it! The white-robed old man cursed in his heart. He immediately burned a large amount of his lifespan to strengthen his true qi and block Yixian's attack. Rumble! When the two true qis collided, the resulting shockwaves seemed to be tearing the space apart. The white-robed old man had burned 20 years of his lifespan for this attack. Otherwise, he would have been in danger. In terms of cultivation base, the white-robed old man was clearly one level higher, but in terms of attack, the white-robed old man was thousands of miles away. You can block one of my attacks, but let's see how many more you can block. Yixian attacked again. Killing intent explosion. Unparalleled flaming dragon slash. The white-robed old man's face was gloomy. He knew that he couldn't fight Yixian head-on. Otherwise, his lifespan would be depleted. However, he was too naive. Although he managed to block the second attack, there was still something hidden within the golden flame dragon. Skyquake sword. Swish! With a crisp sound, the white-robed old man's heart was pierced, and blood spurted out. This? The white-robed old man was shocked. At this moment, he realized that Yixian could also use the 10,000 mammoth force from a distance. Clearly, he also had the eyes of 10,000 mammoth. Of course, what made him even more surprised was that he couldn't even block 2 of Yixian's attacks. In fact, Yixian was still holding back. He was afraid that the white-robed old man's eyes of 10,000 mammoth would be burned to ashes. Ding! The host's killing intent has increased. A system notification sounded. The white-robed old man's corpse didn't fall from the sky. Yixian used the 10,000 mammoth force to remove the 2 eyes of 10,000 mammoth. Ding! The host has devoured an eye of 10,000 mammoth. The 10,000 mammoth force has increased. Ding! The host has devoured an eye of 10,000 mammoth. The 10,000 mammoth force has increased. 2 more system notifications sounded. The strength of Yixian's soul didn't change, but the distance between the 10,000 mammoth force and the 10,000 mammoth force from a distance had increased. This was the effect of the eyes of 10,000 mammoth. I heard that there are all kinds of eyes in this world, such as the eyes of death, the eyes of reincarnation, and so on. If I can obtain them and carry out a special devouring process, perhaps I'll have the same effect. Yixian was looking forward to it. Now that he had taken his revenge, Yixian's wish had been fulfilled. After he took the white-robed old man's ring of universe, he immediately made a clone. Broken Sky City is already under my control. Why don't I control the Mystic Heaven Sect in Mount Beifeng as well? Yixian thought to himself as he hurried to both sides. After reaching the immortal level, his level-up experience had increased tremendously. He estimated that even if he robbed all 3 organizations, he wouldn't be able to break through to immortal level 3. Every time he broke through to the immortal level, his lifespan would increase by 250 years. Now that Yixian had a lifespan of almost 800 years, as long as he broke through again, he would be able to exchange 1,000 years of his lifespan for 1 devouring point. At the thought of this, Yi Xian's original body and clone quickened their pace. Chapter 14:14. Regrettably, the wealth was not enough for Yi Xian to break through to immortal level 3. However, just as he was ransacking empty Beifeng, 3 powerhouses suddenly arrived at Broken Sky City. The auras of these 3 experts were incomparably powerful. They directly went to the city lord's mansion. However, what surprised the people in the city was that after they entered the city lord's mansion, there was a reign of terror in the mansion. Then, the entire mansion turned into ruins, and no one survived. Duan Chong, the governor of Broken Sky City, Guoshang, Guoming, and the rest without exception, were all dead. With so many people dead at once, Yi Xian, who was far away in the sky, also sensed it because these people were under his control. What's going on? Why are they all dead? Yi Xian was shocked. He sensed that these people died almost at the same time. In other words, a super powerhouse killed them in one blow. It was at least immortal level 4, or even level 5. Yi Xian could not help but shudder. He immediately broke through the void and returned to Broken Sky City. Just in case, he changed his appearance and hid his aura. When he returned, he saw 3 figures standing in the sky above the governor's mansion. These 3 people were all dressed in black, and they seemed to be the underworld's assassins. It seems that my whereabouts have been exposed. These 3 people should be sent by the Xianming duo to capture me. These 3 people are at least immortal level 5. Yi Xian hid in the crowd and could not help but shudder. Fortunately, there were still some immortal level powerhouses in the city, so Yi Xian would not be noticed for the time being. It seemed that he had to leave this area and return to the Liu family. He had to use his Eye of Soul to erase everyone's memories of him. However, at this moment, Suddenly, a man in black turned his head and his gaze fell on Yi Xian. Oh no! Yi Xian's expression changed drastically. He, who had concealed his aura in assassination mode, was discovered by the other party. The other party might not be immortal level 5, but level 6. Let's go! At that moment, Yi Xian immediately broke through the void and entered. Immediately after, the black-clothed man quickly rushed down, but he missed. Damn it, you're looking for it, the man in black said in a hoarse voice. Fortunately, Yi Xian had the Eye of the Void. Otherwise, he would have been finished. The Void Locator was located at Turtle Ridge Mountain. It was created by Yi Xian in a moment of desperation. After the Void door closed, he opened another one. This time, he wanted to return to the Liu family and use the Eye of Souls to erase all memories of him. Otherwise, if the man in black knew that he went to the Penglai Divine Land through the Liu family's portal, he would be in big trouble. Although the cross-realm teleportation formation was quite a distance away from Tianju's Blood Rock continent, what if it was found? What if old immortal Tianju went out? Therefore, Yi Xian had to eliminate this possibility. He had to erase all memories of the Liu family. Besides, he had to erase the few organizations that he had been to before, such as the Thousand Beasts sect. Just in case, Yi Xian spent a total of 3 days erasing his traces. I'm afraid that Luo the sky-shaking sword, the old tree, and I have a bounty on them now. I'll try my best not to let them out. Yi Xian was slightly helpless. Who asked the Xianming duo to be so powerful? The Xianming duo had always been in the north. Therefore, Yi Xian tore open the void again and arrived at Turtle Ridge Mountain. I'm afraid the 3 men in black are still looking for me. Perhaps there are more of them. I have to leave this area as soon as possible. Yi Xian thought to himself. He left Turtle Ridge Mountain and headed north. He blamed the Xianming duo for what had happened at the Broken Sky City's governor's mansion. If he had the chance in the future, he would definitely teach the Xianming duo a lesson. In the 3 days that he was erasing his traces, Luo and the old tree had broken through to immortal level 2. In other words, the 4 of them were already at immortal level 2. With their abilities, it was not a problem for them to deal with immortal level 5 powerhouses. However, these powerhouses who came from high-level areas would not be so simple. Therefore, he had to be careful and try his best not to expose his identity. Yi Xian used shadow steps to hasten his journey. Along the way, he met many experts who were heading south. Some of them were on immortal level 3, some were on immortal level 4, and some were on immortal level 5. Anyway, these people seemed to have found out about the gold mine and rushed towards it. If Yi Xian had the ability, he could kill all of them. However, they were heading south in groups. It was not easy for Yixian to kill them. If he was exposed, it would be troublesome. Once he was exposed, someone might set up a checkpoint and he would not be able to continue heading north.
However, on the second day after he left Tortoise Mountain and headed north,
ding! The Devil Tree Battle Soldier has broken through. It is currently at Immortal level 3. This time, the old tree was the first to break through. After all, the Divine Tree of Life bloodline had become the Immortal Phoenix bloodline. After hearing the system notification, Yixian didn't even have the time to congratulate him when a black figure flew over from the horizon. Immortal level 3? Yixian raised his eyebrows. With his eye of revelation, he could see the opponent's level. However, this time, it was not a human but a fox. Moreover, it was a black fox with 6 tails. Luo, what is this black fox? Yixian quickly drew a portrait and showed it to Luo, who was in the planting space. Master, this is the Shadow Fox bloodline of the Fox clan. They are born with assassination skills and are very difficult to deal with. Luo replied after seeing it. Shadow Fox? Yixian narrowed his eyes. Although the Shadow Fox bloodline was only at Immortal level 3, it had a complete charm fusion crystal in its body and the Eye of Charm. Therefore, Yixian's Eye of Soul might not be able to control it. Yixian was afraid that there would be other people around, so he decided to avoid the Shadow Fox bloodline. However, when the Shadow Fox saw Yixian, its eyes flashed and it dashed toward Yixian. It's coming? Yixian frowned. Previously, someone had intercepted him halfway, but after checking his interspatial ring, he left. It seemed that the Shadow Fox bloodline had the same idea. The Shadow Fox bloodline was very fast. In the blink of an eye, it arrived in front of Yixian. At this moment, Yixian realized that the Shadow Fox bloodline was very young. He looked to be around 13 or 14 years old. It was a young man. However, since a long time ago, one could not judge a book by its cover. Although the young man looked to be around 13 or 14 years old, he might be more than 1,000 years old. Sir, is there anything I can help you with?
Yixian asked calmly.
Where are you from?
The young man asked directly.
Chapter 14-15. Do you know these people? The young man took out a few portraits from his Qian Kuan ring. They were of Yixian, Luo, and the rest. I've never seen them before. Many people are looking for them along the way. I wonder if... Yixian shook his head. However, before he could finish his sentence, he felt a sharp pain in his head. Charm. The young man had used charm on Yixian. F***ck. Yixian cursed in his heart. He did not use his Eye of Soul to control the young man, but the young man had attacked him first. What the F***ck? The young man was surprised. Yixian was only on Immortal level 2 while he was on Immortal level 3. Moreover, he had mastered the Eye of Charm and the Amalgamation Crystal of Charm. How could he fail to use charm on a person of a lower level? You're quite capable, the young man thought to himself and said, let me check your Qian Kuan ring. Subsequently, Yixian removed his Qian Kuan ring and tossed it to the young man. Under normal circumstances, one would not let others check their Qian Kuan ring even if the other party had a higher level than them. However, Yixian had encountered many people who wanted to check their Qian Kuan rings along the way, so he was very calm. He only hoped that the young man would leave after checking his Qian Kuan ring. The young man took the Qian Kuan ring and checked it carefully. He did not find anything strange, so he returned it to Yixian right away. How did you resist my charm? The young man could not help but ask. That's because I'm more than 1,000 years old this year. I've consumed many treasures that can increase the strength of my soul, Yixian answered casually. The older one was, the stronger their soul would be. Therefore it made sense. The young man did not ask any more questions after hearing that. He then walked past Yixian and left. Yixian secretly sighed in relief because he saw another person passing by through his Eye of Revelation. If the person attacked him, he might be exposed. However, after running for a while, the young man suddenly stopped in his tracks. Wait! Yixian subconsciously stopped when he heard the young man's voice. He turned around and asked, is there anything else? Are you really Elder Bei Fengshan? The young man squinted his eyes slightly in disbelief. That's right. Yixian's heart trembled as he nodded in reply. All right, follow me to Bei Feng Shan, the young man said.
It seemed like the young man had discovered something.
Yi Xian was very surprised in his heart. He'd used this identity to deceive quite a few people along the way, but this youth had discovered him. He didn't know what had gone wrong. Perhaps it was just a teenager's intuition? If you wish to visit the Northern Wind Mountain, my Northern Wind Mountain will naturally welcome you. However, I still have matters to attend to, so I have to leave first. And?
The young man's eyes suddenly became cold and gloomy. You may not be able to stop me.
As soon as he finished speaking, Yi Xian used his shadow steps to fly into the distance. At the same time, the Shadow Fox youth immediately chased after him. The two people's speed was actually almost the same.
This young man can actually catch up to me.
Yi Xian could feel the Shadow Fox young man chasing after him. He could not help but tremble. Even an immortal level 4 expert would not be able to catch up with him when he used his shadow steps. However, this young man was only at level 3. It seemed like he was quite capable. Just as they started running, the young man behind them shouted, "There's only an immortal level LV3 martial artist in Mount Beifeng. Your speed has surpassed that of an immortal level LV4 martial artist. You're not from empty Beifeng."
TSK.
Yi Xian ignored him and continued running.
If the young man continued to chase after him, he would break through the void and return to a place in front of him.
Then he would take a detour. At most, he would be late by a few days. Humph. It seems like I found the right person. You're my mission target.
The Shadow Fox young man suddenly snorted.
He then took out a sword and stabbed it at Yi Xian's back. Since you're courting death, then don't blame me. Yi Xian's eyes lit up. He suddenly turned around and attacked. Killing intent explosion. Black Heaven sword skill. This time, Yi Xian did not use the unparalleled flame dragon slash as he was afraid that it would burn the Shadow Fox young man's body. Since he had been exposed, he would use the Shadow Fox young man to investigate some things. It's really you. The Shadow Fox young man raised his eyebrows. Facing Yi Xian's attack that was not weaker than his own, his body turned into a black stream of light and successfully dodged Yi Xian's sword light. At the same time, Yi Xian also dodged his opponent's attack. So what if it's me? Since you're courting death, I'll fulfill your wish. Yi Xian shouted angrily and attacked again. Humph. You're the target of the two masters. As long as I catch you, the two masters might accept me as their disciple. Don't even think about leaving today. After the Shadow Fox young man finished speaking, he immediately counterattacked. Yi Xian was not unfamiliar with the two masters he mentioned. They were the mysterious underworld duo demons. It seemed that Yi Xian had found the right target. Previously, the white-clothed old man Yi Wen was killed by him, so he did not ask where the mysterious underworld duo demons was escorted to. Now that he heard the Shadow Fox young man's words, he immediately understood that he had found a clue. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. The two of them began to exchange blows. In order to prevent the Shadow Fox young man from being impatient and being burned to ashes by the unparalleled flame dragon slash, not even leaving a corpse behind, Yi Xian used the Black Heaven sword skill of the mysterious Heaven sect. However, he also knew that he had to end the battle quickly. This was because an immortality stage level 3 expert had passed by just now. The commotion here was so big that it might attract his attention. The Shadow Fox young man dodged the attacks and attacked at the same time. At the same time, his eyes had turned pink and he was using charm to attack Yi Xian. However, in the next moment, he understood that he was not the only one who could use soul attacks. Soul Eye! Yi Xian's eyes flashed and the Shadow Fox young man felt a sharp pain in his head. In terms of soul power, Yi Xian was not any weaker than the Shadow Fox young man who was at immortality stage level 3. In addition, his soul eye had leveled up a few times and his soul attacks had surpassed the Shadow Fox young man. Good fellow. If that's the case, I'll kill you first. The Shadow Fox young man suddenly had the intention to kill. He suddenly remembered that the two masters could search one's soul regardless of whether the person was dead or alive. Northern Underworld Heavenly Water. The Shadow Fox young man's heart moved and black water droplets suddenly appeared around him. These black water droplets were like arrows that had been released from a bow and shot towards Yi Xian. Yi Xian's intuition told him that these black water droplets were not simple. Under the eye of revelation, these black water droplets contained a large amount of energy. If he was hit by these thousands of water droplets, he would definitely be riddled with holes. Chapter 14:16. Ding! Northern Underworld Heavenly Water has been successfully copied. Ding! The host has learned the middle-grade immortal skill. Northern Underworld Heavenly Water. You know it, so do I. The corners of Xianxia's mouth slightly curled up.
Using the ability of the eyes of myriad forms, he directly condensed water droplets around the Shadow Fox youth.
What? The young Shadow Fox was shocked. He had only condensed the black water droplets in front of Yixian, but Yixian had condensed them around him. This meant that Yixian had the eye of nature. However, what surprised him the most was that Yixian knew this move as well.
However, he couldn't care less at this moment.
Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. The water droplets on both sides flew across the sky. These water droplets were smaller than the fingernail of a little finger, but each of them contained great power. Any one of them could pierce through the shell of an Immortality Level 2 mysterious spirit tortoise. With so many of them added together, it was extremely terrifying. However, at this critical moment, Yixian directly tore through the air and escaped this calamity. However, the young Shadow Fox did not have it easy. Poof, poof, poof. The young Shadow Fox was caught in his own trap. Although he managed to avoid many of the black water droplets, he couldn't avoid all of them. Hence, he could only protect his vital parts, but the rest of his body was affected. When Yixian returned, he saw that the young Shadow Fox's body was full of holes and blood was flowing out. It was a horrible sight. Taking advantage of this opportunity, Yixian quickly dealt the final blow. Killing Intent Explosion. Black Heaven Sword Skill. Swoosh. The sword pierced through the sky. The young Shadow Fox, who had just suffered a huge blow, managed to dodge it. However, even if he could dodge it, he couldn't dodge it forever. Reincarnation Flash. Fourth Flash. Swoosh.
With a crisp sound, the young Shadow Fox's head flew up and separated from his body.
Ding. The host's killing intent has increased. A system notification rang out, proving that the Shadow Fox youth had fallen. However, there was a person in the distance who had a panoramic view of the battle. This was the immortal level 3 powerhouse who had passed by earlier. After seeing the death of the Shadow Fox youth, he was extremely shocked. That was the Shadow Fox, a level 3 immortal level. How could it die just like that? Although he was also on immortal level 3, he would definitely die within 10 moves if he were to fight with the young Shadow Fox. This was the difference between them. Go. Although Yixian was only on immortal level 2, the man was decisive and left immediately. It's too late for you to leave now. You can only blame your bad luck. Yixian's eyes suddenly flashed. In the next moment, the word, kill, appeared above his opponent's head. Eye of Assassination. Mysterious Heaven Sword Art. Swish. Yixian instantly appeared behind his opponent and stabbed out with his sword. Puh. The unlucky passerby's heart was pierced through, and the berserk true chi crushed his heart, instantly killing him. Ding. The killing intent of the host has increased. If Yixian were to chase after him, he would be able to catch up with this unlucky passerby. However, there was already a battle going on here. If someone were to come, it would be troublesome. Just in case, Yixian used the Death Hunting command. The Death Hunting command had been upgraded once and could mark 2 people. One of them was Nailin Bing, so Yixian could still use it once more. Now that the other time was used to mark this unlucky passerby, it would cool down for a day. Yixian put away the unlucky passerby's corpse and Qian Kuan ring. He then took the lead to put away the Shadow Fox youth's corpse.
However, at this moment, he suddenly realized that there was an additional mark in his body.
Oh no, when did I get a shadow mark? Yixian's face was gloomy. Needless to say, this shadow mark must have been left by the Shadow Fox youth. However, he was surprised that he did not notice it. So what if it was a mark? Right now, he had to leave this place first. Yixian quickly turned around and changed his direction. After rushing for a while, he found a place to hide. Then, he searched the soul of the Shadow Fox youth's corpse. Using the soul eye to search the soul consumed a lot of his power. Yixian kept searching the Shadow Fox youth's memory. He saw that the Shadow Fox youth had come into contact with the Xianming duo demons. The latter went to the Shadow Fox branch and then left. The Shadow Fox branch.
The Shadow Fox branch at the border of the land of reincarnation. The young master of the branch. 14 years old. After completing the search, Xian was also shocked. This Shadow Fox youth was the youngest son of the Shadow Fox branch's leader. He was only 14 years old this year. His aptitude was a little too monstrous. After all, Luo was only at immortal level 2, but she was already 16 years old this year. This Shadow Fox youth was younger than Luo by 2 years. This was his true appearance, and not because he had taken those treasures to maintain his youthful appearance. However, breaking through to immortal level before the age of 100 was not considered a big deal. Perhaps he was not smart enough and would be stuck at immortal level 3 for 1,000 years. In the path of cultivation, no one dared to be 100% sure. Of course, Xian was an exception. Now, Xian knew many things from this Shadow Fox youth. It turned out that the Xianming duo demons were from the Shadow Fox branch in their previous life and had a high status in the clan. In other words, Xian found the Xianming duo demons clan. From now on, he did not need to chase after the Xianming duo demons. Instead, he had to start planning how to kill the Xianming duo demons. Luo, I have a shadow mark now. Can this be removed? Xian could not help but ask. Although he searched the Shadow Fox youth's memory, he did not find anything related to removing the shadow mark. Shadow mark? Luo was a little surprised. After thinking for a while, she replied, "This thing is difficult to remove. It's a troublesome method of the Shadow Fox clan. I estimate that young master will need to be at least immortal level 4 or 5 to remove it." So troublesome, Xian sighed. The Shadow Fox clan was a natural killer. They could hide their aura and mark. They were quite powerful. Since he could not remove it now, Xian did not care. However, he suddenly remembered that this Shadow Fox youth was the young master of the Shadow Fox branch. He was the most talented person in the branch. This time he had snuck out secretly. Therefore, there would definitely be people looking for him. If Xian encountered these experts, he would have to run. If he was extremely lucky, he would find money when he went out. However, if he was extremely unlucky, he would suffer even if he slept at home. Before Xian started his journey, he sensed an aura coming towards him. Immortal level 5. It's coming for me. Oh no, it's an expert from the Shadow Fox clan. Xian immediately reacted. The aura of this immortal level 5 expert was similar to that of the Shadow Fox youth. They should be of the same bloodline. Therefore, Xian determined that they were from the Shadow Fox branch. Chapter 14:17. At this moment, Xian was hesitating in his heart. If it was an ordinary person, he could fight him. However, this immortal level rank 5 powerhouse was not an ordinary person. He was from the Shadow Fox branch. His combat strength could not be calculated normally. One had to know that the Shadow Fox youth just now had probably reached immortal level rank 4. However, Xian decided to take a look first. Soon, this immortal level rank 5 Shadow Fox powerhouse appeared in front of him. This was a middle-aged Shadow Fox with 3 purplish-black tails. He was tall and big. 3 tails. It seemed that this person's strength was not as strong as Xian imagined. Only 3 tails. His spirit strength is not that strong. If I can kill him, then I should be able to break through to immortal level rank 3. After thinking in his heart, Xian made a decision. If he was exposed, then so be it. At most, he would take a detour. Very quickly, the middle-aged Shadow Fox arrived in front of Xian. He just happened to pass by this place and relied on his perception of the shadow imprint to find Xian. "Why do you have the Shadow Fox tribe's shadow mark in your body?" the middle-aged man asked in surprise. "Because I was once a mission target." Xian held the scarlet flame sword in his hand and slowly answered. As soon as he finished speaking, the sound of a system notification abruptly rang out. Ding! The host has triggered a random mission. Kill He Bing from the Shadow Fox tribe within 100 moves. Completion of the mission will reward the Devil Tree Battle Soldier and the host to share the same level. This system notification also shocked Xian. The old tree shared the same level as him? He quickly checked and found that the reward was not bad. As long as the level was shared, then the old tree would be on the same level as him in the future. Moreover, the old tree could be even higher than him. For example, if Xian broke through to immortal level rank 8, then it would be 0% experience. After sharing the levels, the old tree would also have 0 experience points for those on immortal level rank 8. If Yixian did not continue to absorb Yixian's blood, his experience points would not increase. However, this did not mean that the old tree would limit his experience points. As long as he continued to absorb Yixian's blood or corpse, his experience points would increase and he might even break through to immortal level rank 9. To put it simply, after this random quest was completed, Yixian's realm would become the old tree's minimum realm. The old tree's realm would either be the same as Yixian's or higher than Yixian's. This was a really good reward. When he thought of this, Yixian couldn't help but smile. He looked at the middle-aged man with a strange expression. This middle-aged man was already a dead man in his heart. However, this random quest required him to kill the middle-aged man within 100 moves. Furthermore, Luo, old tree, and the others also counted as a number of moves. Therefore, Yixian had to end this as soon as possible. When the middle-aged man saw Yixian laughing after he finished speaking, he suddenly felt a chill run down his spine. He could not help but ask, "What are you laughing at?"
Nothing. Is there anything else?
Yixian stopped laughing and asked,
You have a shadow imprint in your body. Perhaps you once killed someone from my Shadow Fox clan. Today I will avenge them.
The middle-aged man did not plan to talk nonsense and immediately attacked.
I was waiting for you.
Yixian's eyes shone brightly as he slashed with the crimson flame sword in his hand.
Killing intent explosion. Unparalleled flame dragon slash.
A gigantic golden flame dragon swept out and attacked the middle-aged man. He was afraid that the unparalleled flame dragon slash would burn the corpse of the young shadow fox, so he did not use this skill. Now, the random quest only required him to kill the middle-aged man within 100 moves.
This was much simpler.
Before he attacked, he had already consumed an immortal level 2 burning sky pill, which greatly increased his flame attack power. In addition to the immortal phoenix god bloodline, the divine sword bloodline, the eye of glory, and the passive effect of destruction, this attack was enough to threaten the middle-aged man who was on immortal level 5.
What a powerful attack. The middle-aged man was shocked. He was careless, so his initial attack was very weak.
He was instantly engulfed by the golden flame dragon, which caused him to have to take the attack head-on.
Northern Underworld Heavenly Water. Protect.
Fortunately, the middle-aged man was not an ordinary person. He quickly condensed black water droplets and protected his body.
Whoosh, whoosh.
The golden flame dragon engulfed the middle-aged man. However, water was the bane of fire. The middle-aged man put on the black water droplet armor and rushed out of the golden flame dragon. However, he had also suffered some injuries. As an immortal level 5, he was injured by a kid who was on immortal level 2.
What a shame. It's not over yet.
Yixian took the opportunity to perform a middle-grade immortal level divine ability.
Northern Underworld Heavenly Water.
Suddenly, a large number of black water droplets condensed around the middle-aged man and attacked him directly.
What? The middle-aged man was shocked. He did not expect Yixian to use this move.
However, he did not have time to think. He condensed a new set of Northern Underworld Heavenly Water armor.
The armor's defense was amazing.
However, the thousands of black water droplets condensed by Yixian sacrificed 20 years of Yixian's life. Moreover, Yixian removed the effect of the sky-burning pill and consumed the sky-freezing pill. The power of the attack this time was extraordinary.
Bang! Bang! Bang!
Drops of Northern Underworld Heavenly Water landed on the middle-aged man. Although there were no visible wounds on his body, the huge impact caused him to be severely injured. Moreover, the Northern Underworld Heavenly Water had a freezing effect.
Kacha! Kacha! Kacha!
In the blink of an eye, the middle-aged man was frozen into an ice sculpture along with the Northern Underworld Heavenly Water armor. It had to be said that he was courting death. Although the two true chis were different, the Northern Underworld Heavenly Water had the same attribute. In addition to the sky-freezing pill, the middle-aged man was trapped in his own armor.
In this way, he had become a live target.
9 Flash Reincarnation. 4th Flash. Luo appeared out of nowhere. When she rushed to the middle-aged man's side, she had already accelerated to the 4th Flash.
9 Flash Reincarnation.
5th Flash.
Kacha!
A corner of the ice sculpture was shaved off. The position and size were exactly the middle-aged man's head. A dignified immortal level 5 expert was actually beaten to the point of being unable to fight back. This was also beyond Yi Xian's expectations. Of course, this was all thanks to the middle-grade immortal level Northern Underworld Heavenly Water. Coupled with the sky-freezing pill, it was really useful. If Yi Xian were to fight the middle-aged man head-on, it would probably take at least a dozen moves. Moreover, the other party would burn his life force. It was not worth it. Therefore, Yi Xian burned 20 years of his life force from the start to achieve a one-hit kill effect. Chapter 14:18. Ding! The host's killing intent has increased. A system notification rang. Yi Xian quickly flew over and put away the middle-aged man's corpse and the universe ring. He guessed that the middle-aged man was looking for the young shadow fox. Unfortunately, the young shadow fox was also killed by him. The shadow seal in his body was left behind by the young shadow fox. Ding! The host has completed the random mission. The host and the Devil Tree Battle Soldier will share levels. Ding! The host has broken through. The host is now at Immortal Level 3. Ding! Wei Zhentian has broken through. The host is now at Immortal Level 4. The 3 system notifications rang one after another. The old tree was already at Immortal Level 3. After sharing levels, he was still at Immortal Level 3 and had more experience points than Yi Xian. The reward for this mission was not bad. Although the special level-up mission was not triggered again, Yi Xian's strength had increased tremendously after completing the special level-up mission 10 times. Otherwise, he would not have been able to kill his opponents so easily. The middle-aged man was indeed from the Shadow Fox clan. He was looking for the young clan leader who had sneaked out. The two of them were indeed reunited, but not in the human world. Ding! Would the host like to exchange 1,000 years of lifespan for one devour point? At this moment, the system notification suddenly rang. Now that Yi Xian was at Immortal Level 3, his lifespan had increased to 1,000 years. Even if he exchanged 1,000 years of lifespan, he still had more than 20 years to live. Moreover, he still had 100 years of immortal spring water in his devour space. He would not die for the time being. However, he was not in a hurry to exchange for the devour point. He had just used 20 years of lifespan to kill the middle-aged man from the Shadow Fox clan. Sometimes, he had to burn his lifespan. Therefore, he felt that it would not be too late to exchange for the devour point when he was at Immortal Level 4 or at a critical moment. The shadow seal in my body can't be erased because my level is too low. It seems like this is the only way. Yi Xian thought to himself and continued on his way. The shadow seal was not necessarily a bad thing. If the person who came was not strong, it would be a gift to him. If the person was extremely strong, Yi Xian would directly break through the void and leave. Therefore this time, he still wanted to use himself as bait to lure the Shadow Fox clan. The Shadow Fox clan isn't strong. I heard that the most powerful person is only on Immortal Level 7. With my current level, it's impossible for me to fight an Immortal Level 7, but it shouldn't be a problem for me to fight an Immortal Level 6. After all, not everyone will take me seriously. Yi Xian made plans in his mind as he hurried along. Since he had already been exposed, there was no need to hide anymore. He was going to tell the Xianming duo demons now. He had come. Soon, he saw the second person from the Dark Shadow Fox clan. This person was at level 4 immortality level and was not strong. After sensing the shadow imprint in Yi Xian's body, this person also wanted to make a move against him. Unfortunately, Yi Xian's peerless dragon slash incinerated him into nothingness. Relying on the Death Hunt command, Yi Xian knew that Nalan Bing was still on his way, so he hadn't returned to the clan yet. Since he hadn't returned to the clan, there shouldn't be too many powerful people coming. Therefore, Yi Xian had to break through quickly before the powerful people arrived. At that moment, he directly flew with Wei Zhentian. He didn't change his appearance and maintained the appearance of a bounty. Whoever came, would die. Wherever he went, he killed. Everyone was terrified by his name. Soon, this news spread to the Shadow Fox clan's branch. Clan leader, I have something to report. A member of the Shadow Fox clan hurriedly ran to the Shadow Fox clan leader's residence. What's the matter? The Shadow Fox clan leader was a tall and sturdy man. Although he looked like that, He had actually lived for more than 1,000 years. He had countless children, but only his youngest son was the most outstanding. At the age of 14, he had actually broken through to immortal level 3 and was expected to break through to rebirth level in the future. Someone sent news that the person that the two lords wanted to capture has appeared near Tianyuan mountain range. None of those who entered Tianyuan mountain range left alive, the Shadow Fox clan leader reported.
What's that person's cultivation base?
The Shadow Fox clan leader asked in surprise. The Shadow Fox clan leader wasn't the only one who wanted to capture Yixian. There were also assassins from the underworld. However, the underworld was the force that the Shadow Fox clan had established. I heard that he's only immortal level 3. There's also an immortal level 4 demon and a sword. Oh, there's also the white fox that the two lords want. The Shadow Fox clan leader continued to report. The Xianming duo didn't want Yixian, but Luo. All right, immediately send the 4 grand elders. They must capture that white fox. As for the others, it doesn't matter. The Shadow Fox clan leader said. The 4 grand elders in this clan were all immortal level 6 powerhouses. It wouldn't be a problem for them to take action.
Yes.
The Shadow Fox clan leader responded and turned to leave. However, before he could go far, the Shadow Fox clan leader called out to him again.
Is there news of the young clan leader?
The Shadow Fox clan leader frowned and asked.
No.
The Shadow Fox clan leader shook his head.
That rascal. Where did he go?
The Shadow Fox clan leader cursed in his heart. He had spent a lot of effort to nurture his youngest son. He even gave him the heaven and earth treasure that he used for cultivation. However, this rascal actually ran away from home, which made him very angry. One had to know that his youngest son was personally chosen by Lord legends.At to be sent to the clan. Of course, this was something that he only found out this morning. He thought that as long as his youngest son became legends.At's disciple, he might be able to break through to the rebirth state in the future and even surpass legends.At. However, what he didn't expect was that legends.At didn't want his youngest son to be his disciple. Instead, he wanted to possess his body. Bing also had his eyes on Luo's body and wanted to possess it. When the time came, the two talented young men and women would start to dual cultivate. In less than 100 years, they might be able to recover to their peak. Even Yixian didn't know that he had accidentally killed the person that legends.At wanted to possess. The corpse had long been used as fertilizer for the heavenly treasure tree. At this moment, Yixian was ambushing others in the Tianyuan mountain range. Tisk. TSK. Using yourself as bait is indeed a good idea. Yixian was hiding at the entrance of the Tianyuan mountain range. With the Killer God Bloodline's assassination mode, none of the people who entered the Tianyuan mountain range noticed his whereabouts. These people who entered the Tianyuan mountain range were at least immortal level 3. The stronger ones were even at immortal level 5. If he could capture all of them in one go, he would be able to ascend to the next level.
Yixian was waiting there. Chapter 14:19. After a while, Yixian attacked. At this moment, it happened to be night time. It was a dark and windy night. It was a night to kill. Kill! Yixian's eyes glowed as he dashed out. A one-on-one battle was no longer a challenge for him. Hence, he wanted to fight a group of people by himself. Killing intent explosion. Unparalleled flame dragon slash. Yixian sneaked behind an immortal level rank 3 powerhouse and launched a sneak attack. What?
The unlucky man turned around in shock. He was engulfed by the golden flame dragon and was left with only a weapon and a Qian Kuan ring.
Keep.
Yixian quickly put the spoils of war into his bag, then immediately fled into the shadows.
He's here.
The underworld assassins who were trying to capture Yixian shouted as they heard the commotion. Unfortunately, they could not find Yixian. A few seconds later, Yixian had already flashed behind another person. Killing intent explosion. Unparalleled flame dragon slash. Another golden flame dragon appeared and another powerhouse was killed. This time, it was an immortal level rank 4 powerhouse who was burned to ashes. As usual, Yixian put away the spoils of war and hid them once again.
Damn it, where is he?
This guy's hiding skill is better than ours. Even the members of the Shadow Fox clan are inferior to him. The assassins gritted their teeth in anger. As the mission required Yixian to be alive, They dared not attack him as they were afraid that they would kill him. Since they had accepted the underworld's mission, they did not have many items in their Qian rings. However, Yi Xian had expected this. Hence, he was wondering if he should increase his killing intent to the maximum when he was on immortal level rank 3. It was an engulfment point. He already had 3 engulfment points. If he obtained one more, he would have 4 engulfment points. As long as he could obtain 6 points, he would be able to fuse the 2 bloodlines. That was Yi Xian's goal. In less than 10 seconds, another 3 people were killed. However, they were all on immortal level 3 and level 4. As for those on immortal level rank 5, it was not easy to sneak up on them. Although there were a lot of them, they couldn't keep up with Yi Xian's attrition. Within a minute, Yi Xian had killed more than 10 people, causing the remaining people to feel a little apprehensive. A few minutes later, there were only a few immortal level 5 powerhouses left. I still need a little more to level up. I wonder if I can level up after killing these 4 immortal level rank 5. Yi Xian, who was hiding in the dark, thought to himself. However, there should be a lot of people coming soon. Leveling up was a sure thing. 1 versus 4? I haven't tried it yet. Come on. Yi Xian's eyes lit up. Finally, he was going to attack the immortal level rank 5 martial artists. Although it was 1 versus 4, one should not forget that Luo and the rest were not weak. Wei Zhentian and Old Tree, who were on immortal level 4, could fight an immortal level rank 5 martial artist together. Luo had broken through to immortal level 4, so it was not a problem for her to fight 2 of them. As for the last one, she would leave it to Yi Xian. It shouldn't be a problem to kill 4 people in 5 seconds, right? Yi Xian thought to himself. No problem. Luo replied. Yi Xian and the rest immediately dashed out. They're here. The 4 immortal level rank 5 martial artists reacted immediately. Although Yi Xian had the killer god bloodline, Luo and the rest did not. They were discovered as soon as they appeared. Luo took the lead and turned into a golden ray of light, pouncing on the nearest person. Rebirth flash. 3rd flash. Rebirth flash. 4th flash. In the blink of an eye, Luo arrived in front of one of them. A golden ray of light flashed and his head was thrown up. Instant kill. Then, Luo quickly pounced on another person. They were killed in an instant. How were they supposed to deal with them? Let's fight them together. Among the remaining 3, one of them bellowed. If they were to fight alone, they would be killed one by one. However, it would be useless even if they were to fight together. We can't let Luo take the lead. Yi Xian's eyes flickered. Killing intent explosion. Unparalleled flame dragon slash. A gigantic golden flame dragon was formed, illuminating the entire night sky. In the night, the killer god bloodline's attack power and movement speed would increase. This attack was enough to kill them instantly. However, the 3 immortal level rank 5 martial artists joined forces to attack the golden flame dragon. Rumble. Although Yi Xian's attack was powerful, the 3 of them were not weak when they joined forces. The golden flame dragon was defeated. On the other hand, Wei Zhentian, who had turned into a heavenly dragon, and Old Tree had arrived in front of them. Whoosh! Wei Zhentian turned into a ray of light and attacked the 3 of them. Meanwhile, Old Tree threw a punch. His attack was no weaker than an immortal level rank 5 martial artist. Just as the 3 of them blocked Yi Xian's attack, they were attacked by 2 magical weapons. They were a little flustered but they could still handle it. However, Yi Xian and Luo launched a new round of attack. Rebirth flash. 4th flash. Luo used the 4th flash to increase her speed and used the 5th flash to kill them. Rip. Rip. In 2 crisp sounds, the 2 immortal level rank 5 martial artists' heads were chopped off. As for the last person, he was handed over to Yi Xian. Killing intent explosion. Unparalleled flame dragon slash. Whoosh. 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 The golden flame dragon engulfed the last person. Ding. The killing intent of the host has increased. Killing people who were 2 ranks higher than him did not give him much killing intent. He was unsure if an immortal level rank 6 martial artist would come to capture him this time. Sigh, young master and Luo are too powerful. The 2 of us didn't do anything at all. Old Tree said helplessly.
Wei Zhentian's sword shook as he protested. Don't worry. More people are coming. At this moment, Yi Xian's eyes lit up as he saw 4 people enter Tianyuan mountain range. Moreover, their ranks were high. Immortal level rank, 6. Finally there are 4 powerful ones. I can break through to immortal level rank, 4 now. Yi Xian's eyes lit up as he hid Luo Luo and the other 2 in his plant space. He then quickly hid himself. He saw that the 4 of them had heard the commotion and were heading towards them quickly. As for the dark shadow imprint, he had already controlled an expert to erase it. That was why the experts from the Dark Shadow Fox clan were unable to discover him. We're 1 step behind. He should be nearby. Look for him. An old man shouted in a deep voice. The 4 immortal level rank 6 martial artists split up and searched for Yi Xian's whereabouts with their spiritual consciousness. However, they did not know that Yi Xian was right below them. The 4 Shadow Fox experts are all on immortal level rank 6. This is tricky. Chapter 14:20. Yi Xian thought that there were only 4 immortal level 6 ordinary people. He did not expect them to be from the Shadow Fox clan. This meant that his Eye of Soul would not be able to do much damage to them. It seemed like he had to bite the bullet and kill them. Of course, he would stand a chance if it was a 1-on-1 battle. However, it was impossible if it was a 1-on-4 battle. Therefore, he had to lure the 4 of them away. As the 4 of them were powerful, they were fearless. They would be fine even if they split up to look for them. Yi Xian followed behind a middle-aged man. It's almost time. Even if the nearest person comes, it'll take 1 or 2 minutes. I can kill him in 1 or 2 minutes. After thinking for a moment, Yi Xian decided to make a move. The powerhouses from the Shadow Fox clan were born killers. Not only were they good at hiding, but they were also good at intuition. Yi Xian was discovered as soon as he got close. Found you. The middle-aged man's eyes lit up and he stared at Yi Xian. Charm. However, Yi Xian had already closed his eyes. He knew that his opponent would use charm directly. An immortal level 6 powerhouse would usually succeed if he used charm on a junior who was on immortal level 3. Unfortunately, Yi Xian could not be charmed. However, the charm would turn into a spiritual attack. Therefore, Yi Xian had no choice but to close his eyes. Release of killing intent. Unparalleled fiery dragon slash. Yi Xian immediately slashed with his sword. However, it was not his most powerful attack. Besides, Wei Zhentian and the old tree attacked from both sides. Since the battle had begun, they had to end it quickly. If the other 3 arrived, they would not have the chance to kill Yi Xian. After devouring a large amount of ores, Wei Zhentian had broken through to immortal level 5. His toughness could not be compared to ordinary weapons. After he dashed out, he turned into a gigantic shield and blocked Yi Xian's attack. Get lost! The middle-aged Shadow Fox shouted and punched out. He had also refined a type of heavenly flame, which was extremely powerful. However, Wei Zhentian's fire resistance was extremely high. This punch only dispersed the golden flame dragon, but when it hit Wei Zhentian's body, it was disintegrated by Wei Zhentian. At the same time, Yi Xian disappeared into the darkness once again. It's not that easy to hide. The middle-aged Shadow Fox growled, and a pink eyeball suddenly condensed on top of his head. Eye of Charm. When the pink eyeball appeared, the surroundings were dyed pink, and there was no way to hide from it. Yi Xian was also exposed. Amazing, you've even learned the Eye of Charm. Yi Xian couldn't help but admire him. However, he was already prepared to kill this person. After his figure was exposed, he quickly retreated. Now you still want to run? The middle-aged Shadow Fox instantly found Yi Xian's position, and then swooped down, preparing to capture Yi Xian alive. Although Nalan Bing's target was Luo Luo, and Yi Xian's life and death didn't matter, they didn't know where Luo Luo was, so Yi Xian had to live. However, what the middle-aged Shadow Fox didn't know was that Yi Xian had already set up a trap and was waiting for him to come up. Ta-ta! The middle-aged Shadow Fox landed on the ground and chased after Yi Xian. When he passed through a place, Yi Xian's eyes suddenly flashed. I'm here, kill! Yi Xian's eyes flashed, and he directly broke open a void door. Killing intent explosion. Matchless flame dragon slash. A golden flame dragon entered the void door,
and then swept out from behind the middle-aged shadow fox. What? The middle-aged shadow fox was shocked. Yi Xian clearly attacked in front of him, but why did the attack suddenly come from behind him? Northern Underworld Heavenly Water Armor. The middle-aged shadow fox immediately condensed his true qi, and condensed a set of armor around his body. The golden flame dragon bombarded the Northern Underworld Heavenly Water Armor, and was immediately defeated by the impact. Even Wei Zhentian, who was hidden in it, was sent flying. Yi Xian had already expected this. You're dead. Yi Xian's lips curled up slightly. With the eye of nature, he had already condensed countless black water droplets around the middle-aged shadow fox. This is impossible. The middle-aged shadow fox was shocked. Before he could react, the countless black water droplets smashed towards him like comets. Bang! 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 The impact of the black water droplets was extremely strong, and directly injured the middle-aged shadow fox. In addition, the frozen sky pill also played its role. Crack! 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 The middle-aged shadow fox was just like the person who was killed by Yi Xian. He died because he was seeking his own death. The Northern Underworld Heavenly Water Armor was frozen, and the middle-aged shadow fox was sealed in it. He tried to use his true qi to break free, but it was useless. It seemed that he could only burn his life. Explode! The middle-aged shadow fox burned many years of his life to explode the frozen Northern Underworld Heavenly Water Armor. However, at this moment, reincarnation flash. Fifth flash. Rip! A crisp sound was heard, and the middle-aged shadow fox's head was chopped off by Luo, and he died tragically on the spot. Ding! The host's killing intent has increased. Yi Xian's killing intent had increased by a large margin. However, the killing intent had already reached the upper limit 3 times, and it was not so easy to reach it again. Yi Xian estimated that even if he killed the remaining 3 people, it would not be enough. At this moment, he kept the corpses and the spoils of war, and immediately fled. He was afraid that the people in the distance had already heard the commotion, so he had to hide and wait for the next opportunity. As expected, in less than a minute, another immortal level LV6 expert came to check, but he did not find anything. His face was extremely gloomy, and he had an ominous feeling in his heart. There were other people in Tianyuan mountain range who wanted to capture Yi Xian, and he hoped that the person who had died was not his companion. This thought only flashed through his mind. After all, his companion was an immortal level LV6. How could he die so easily? Yi Xian, who was in the distance, looked at the person who left, and thought in his heart. Master, why don't you use the hollow eye and my reincarnation flash together? At this moment, Luo suddenly said, Hollow eye, reincarnation flash? Hearing this, Yi Xian's eyes could not help but light up. That's right. Why didn't I think of that? As long as he used the hollow eye in a special place and lured the opponent into the trap, Yi Xian would directly break through the hollow eye and let Luo rush in when the opponent stepped into the trap. Who would be able to defend against such a sneak attack? Great, it seems like the harvesting speed will increase. Yi Xian nodded satisfactorily. He stealthily followed the Shadow Fox powerhouse and chose a place to lay an ambush. Hollow Eye. Chapter 14:21. Go, lure him over here. Yi Xian said to Wei Zhentian. Virum. Wei Zhentian let out a sword hum and left. He then flew far away and observed with his eye of revelation. At the same time, Luo appeared next to him. Rumble. Wei Zhentian transformed into a green heavenly dragon. When he whipped his tail, there was a huge commotion. When the Shadow Fox expert in front heard the commotion, he turned his head and saw Wei Zhentian in the distance. That's the sword that can transform. He immediately reacted and chased after Wei Zhentian. On the other hand, whoosh, whoosh. Luo had transformed into a golden flash and accelerated with a 9-flash reincarnation. Wei Zhentian was near the location in the void. When the bait took the bait, he dove down and looked like he was going to drill into the ground. Trying to escape? The Shadow Fox expert's eyes lit up. He quickly landed on the ground and chased after Luo. However, at this moment, whoosh, a void door suddenly opened behind him. Then, a petite figure dashed out of it. Swish! A head was tossed up. Luo had successfully killed her opponent. Ding! The killing intent of the host has increased.
Another system notification was heard. This time, the battle had ended too quickly.
Young master, your Eye of the Void is a perfect match for me.
Luo could not help but shout. She kept her lute and returned to Yixian through the void door.
Not bad, but I'm itching to fight too.
Yixian took the Chen Kuan ring from Luo and smiled awkwardly.
As a result, 2 of the 4 immortal level 6 experts were killed.
Next, Yixian would find trouble with the remaining 2.
The perfect combination of the Eyes of the Void and the 9 reincarnation flashes made them invincible. The remaining 2 immortal level 6 experts were killed by the same technique.
Along the way, Yixian also killed many of Hell's assassins. The entire Tianyuan mountain range quietened down.
I can already break through to immortal level rank 4, but my killing intent points are high. I'll break through after I reach the upper limit.
Yixian thought to himself as he looked at the heavenly treasures in the devouring space.
It seemed that it was time to visit the Shadow Fox branch.
At the same time, in the distant Shadow Fox branch. Patriarch, bad news.
The Shadow Fox expert from before hurriedly came to the residence of the Shadow Fox branch patriarch.
What's the matter?
The Shadow Fox branch clan leader walked out of his residence somewhat angrily.
Young Patriarch's Life Jade Tablet is broken.
Not only that, but the 4 Great Elders' Life Jade Tablets are also.
The Shadow Fox expert reported.
What?
Hearing this, the Shadow Fox branch patriarch couldn't help but tremble. His youngest son and the 4 elders were all dead? How could this be possible?
Young Patriarch's Life Jade Tablet has been broken for a few days. However, the guard of the Life Jade Tablet was slacking off, so he only found out now. As for the 4 Great Elders' Life Jade Tablets, they just broke not more than 10 minutes ago. The Shadow Fox expert's body trembled as he spoke. Bang! All of a sudden, the true chi in the Shadow Fox branch patriarch's body gushed out uncontrollably, sending the Shadow Fox expert who was on immortal level rank 5 flying.
His son had been dead for a few days?
Previously, the immortal level experts in the Shadow Fox branch rarely died, so there was no one guarding the ancestral hall of the Life Jade Tablet. However, he didn't expect so many experts to die at once. Even the young patriarch had died outside, and even his corpse was nowhere to be found. Not to mention his son, the 4 Great Elders were all immortal level rank 6 experts. How could they die one after another? Could it be that an immortal level rank 7 expert did this? Besides, his son was personally appointed by Xianxia and was supposed to be sent to the clan. Now that he was dead, how was he going to explain to the clan? The troublesome thing was that the 2 matters were put together. Should he look for his son's corpse or the 4 Great Elders' corpse? His youngest son had sneaked out of the clan and only knew that he was heading south. Now that he was dead, his corpse might have been kept in a Chen Kuan ring or eaten by a Tong Tian beast. The 4 Great Elders were sent to Tianyuan mountain range by him, so they should have died there. After thinking for a while, the Shadow Fox branch patriarch made a decision. Since his youngest son was dead, he had to capture Luo. Otherwise, he couldn't bear the consequences if Xianxia blamed him. Whoosh! The Shadow Fox branch patriarch immediately left the clan. At the same time, Yixian also left Tianyuan mountain range and headed north. However, just as he left Tianyuan mountain range, he suddenly heard a system notification. Ding! The target of the death hunting order is dead. The system notification shocked Yixian. The target of the death hunting order is dead? After all, except for Bing, all the people he had marked with the death hunting order were killed by him. Now that the system had given him such a notification, did it mean that? He hurriedly looked to the north and realized that the word kill on the death hunting order had disappeared.
Bing is dead? Damn, what's going on? Bing is dead? Yixian immediately reacted. Who was Bing? One of the Shenming duo. In her previous life, she was a reincarnator, a rebirth state elite. How could she be dead now? Impossible, how could she be dead? Yixian couldn't believe it, but the system couldn't be lying to him. If the system said that Bing was dead, then she was really dead. Could it be that Bing was killed by an elite on her way to the clan? If that was the case, then Xianxia wouldn't be spared. Could it be that Mo Shui's revenge was over? Yixian was helpless. He had personally promised Mo Shui that he would kill the Shenming duo. This promise was also to encourage him to grow stronger. But now, The Shenming duo were both dead. What kind of risk was this?
However, at this moment, he suddenly thought of something. Nalan Bing wasn't necessarily dead. Yes, Nalan Bing wanted to capture Luo Luo because she wanted to possess Luo Luo's body.
Previously, she stayed there for a period of time. Maybe she found a suitable body and successfully possessed it.
Once the possession was successful, the body of the Northern Heavens Academy's daughter would naturally die.
Yi Xian's eyes suddenly lit up.
Nalan Bing should have succeeded in her possession and turned into another person.
Of course, her name might still be Nalan Bing. Thinking about it, it was possible. Chapter 14:22. So she took over a body.
If that's the case, the death hunting order won't have any effect.
Yi Xian squinted his eyes.
The death hunting order marked a person, but Nalan Bing had changed her body. Hence, the system assumed that Nalan Bing was dead. Of course, Nalan Bing and Nalan Jie might really be dead because they seem to have enemies.
Otherwise, why would they use the charm wheel to escort them?
Come to think of it, Yi Xian already knew the final destination of Nalan Bing and Nalan Jie. It didn't matter whether they were dead or not. Yi Xian assumed that Nalan Bing was still alive and had successfully taken over a body. The place that Nalan Bing stopped at might be the Shadow Fox clan. This clan is built at the border of the land of reincarnation.
It seems that I'm very close. Yi Xian thought to himself and quickened his pace.
Although Nalan Bing had taken over a body, it didn't mean that she couldn't take over another body. Yi Xian guessed that she was just trying to get rid of the human body. If she caught Luo Luo, she might take over Luo Luo's body again. Of course, it was also possible that the clan gave birth to a Shadow Fox lady with better qualifications than Luo Luo. In that case, she wouldn't need Luo Luo anymore. Yi Xian used his shadow steps and rushed towards the Shadow Fox clan. No matter what, he had to increase his killing intent to the upper limit first. However, on his way to the Shadow Fox clan, he encountered an extremely powerful aura. Immortal level 7?
Yi Xian raised his eyebrows.
With the eye of revelation, he could see that the figure in front of him was an immortal level 7 expert.
At the same time, the figure had 6 tails. It seemed that he was the clan leader of the Shadow Fox clan. He realized that the Life Jade token was broken and he came personally. Yi Xian reacted instantly. Without saying anything, he broke through the void and left the scene. The clan leader of the Shadow Fox clan also noticed Yi Xian. Initially he was suspicious, but after seeing Yi Xian leave suddenly, he was immediately sure.
Damn it, he ran away.
The Shadow Fox branch patriarch cursed.
He knew that it was Yi Xian who had killed the 4 elders who were on immortal level rank 6.
Although he did not know how Yi Xian had done it, his instincts were usually right. Now that Yi Xian had run away, which direction should he chase after him? In the end, he decided to take a look at the Tianyuan mountain range first, then head to the nearest underworld and mobilize more assassins. However, 5 minutes after he left, the void gate opened once more and Wei Zhentian emerged from it. After checking his surroundings, Yi Xian emerged from the void gate as well. He did not have the ability to deal with an immortal level rank 7, but he could go to the Shadow Fox branch to cause trouble. Immediately, he continued on his way. On the other side, when the Shadow Fox branch clan leader was about to reach the Tianyuan mountain range, he suddenly thought of something. Yi Xian had the ability to leave through the void. Perhaps he could return through the void as well. There were no longer any immortal level rank 6 leaders in the Shadow Fox branch. If Yi Xian were to attack them, the entire branch would be in danger.
Oh no!
The Shadow Fox branch clan leader cursed himself for his stupidity and immediately turned around to leave. Although he was fast, Yi Xian had left earlier than him. Whether he could catch up with Yi Xian was still a problem. Yi Xian performed his shadow steps. His speed was off the charts. Soon, he arrived at the Shadow Fox branch clan. There are so many immortal level powerhouses. Yi Xian narrowed his eyes. There were at least 2,000 immortal level powerhouses here. It was no wonder that they were protected by a big family. However, Yi Xian had searched the souls of the 4 elders who had died earlier. As for the Shadow Fox branch clan leader, he had seen him himself. Therefore, there were at most immortal level rank 5 powerhouses in the Shadow Fox branch clan. To put it simply, no one could stop Yi Xian. Luo Luo, Wei Zhentian. Old tree, let's go.
Yi Xian summoned the three of them and then walked toward the Shadow Fox branch clan. Before they could get close, someone noticed them. The four of them. When a guard of the Shadow Fox branch clan saw Yi Xian and the other four, his body could not help but tremble. The portraits of Yi Xian and the other four had been spread throughout the entire branch. Even the other organizations might have them. How could he not recognize them? Quick! Inform the elders. The people that the two masters are looking for are here. The guard immediately shouted. His voice was transmitted to the Shadow Fox branch clan, and it immediately attracted the attention of the few immortal level rank 5 elders. There were a total of 6 immortal level elders. 2 of them had escorted the Xianming duo demons away, while the remaining 4 were killed by Yi Xian. However, there were still a few immortal level rank 5 elders in the branch clan. When they heard the sound, they immediately rushed out. Apart from that, there were also many immortal level shadow foxes. So many, there are hundreds of them. Yi Xian scanned them with his eye of revelation. These hundreds of figures were all immortal level rank 3 and above. With so many of them added up, they were equivalent to 1 or 2 immortal level rank 6 powerhouses. But so what? Luo, be careful of their charm. Yi Xian reminded her. Master, don't worry. Even if they collectively use the Eye of Enchantment, it won't have any effect on me. Luo giggled. Speaking of which, she had already undergone 3 transformations and was now in her 9-tailed form. Although the Shadow Fox was considered a decent bloodline of the fox tribe, compared to the Heavenly Loathe Fox, it was too weak. Perhaps, as soon as Luo used the golden tail hair that she had not used for a long time, many of them would be suppressed to the point that they could not move. However, it was better not to expose the golden tail hair if there was no reason. You've worn out iron shoes in a fruitless search, only to find it by chance without any effort. You've walked right into the trap. An immortal level rank 5 elder walked out. His eyes flickered and he looked like he was going to defeat them. Is that so? Yi Xian's lips curled up slightly. He gripped the crimson flame sword in his hand tightly and closed his eyes. He was ready for a big battle. He was immortal level rank 3 while Luo was immortal level rank 4. The old tree and Wei Zhentian did not have any aura. The former was immortal level rank 4 while the latter was immortal level rank 5. A team like this was nothing in the Shadow Fox camp. However, their strength could not be calculated normally. Go, capture that young lady. As for the rest, kill them without mercy. The immortal level rank 5 elder gave the order to the few immortal level rank 4 powerhouses behind him. Since the leader was not around, the branch would listen to him. Even if the leader was still in the branch, he had a lot of authority. That was because he was the father of the leader of the Shadow Fox branch. Chapter 1423. The people from the Shadow Fox branch probably did not know that Yi Xian had killed 4 elders of immortal level 6. Otherwise, the entire tribe would be in a panic instead of sending weaklings of immortal level 4 to find trouble with Yi Xian. Looking at the 4 experts charging towards him, Yi Xian smirked and said in a low voice, 1 each. Kill. As soon as the word kill was uttered, they rushed out together. Killing intent explosion. Unparalleled flame dragon slash. Even though he could easily kill his opponents, Yi Xian still used a powerful attack. On the other hand, Luo did not even need to use the 9 flash. Instead, she used Demon Fox Flash. As for the old tree and Wei Zhentian, they were facing the remaining 2 people. At the same level, the old tree and Wei Zhentian were stronger than their opponents. Not to mention, Wei Zhentian's level was higher than theirs. Whoosh! A crisp sound was heard. Wei Zhentian, who was on immortal level 5, pierced his opponent's heart with his sword. The old tree was not weak either. When he punched with his right fist, his entire right arm turned into a thick branch that pierced through his opponent's chest. What Shadow Fox clan? They were so weak. 4 immortal level 4 powerhouses were killed by Yi Xian and the other 3. When this scene fell into the eyes of everyone from the Shadow Fox branch, all of them were shocked. Before they could react, Yi Xian yelled, "Kill!" Behind them, the leader of the immortal level 7 branch was rushing back. Hence, Yi Xian had to hurry. As long as his killing intent reached the upper limit, he would exchange it for absorption points and break through to immortal level 4. In an instant, the 4 of them rushed towards the entire Shadow Fox branch.
4 of them against the entire tribe? That was crazy. Kill. Kill the 3 of them and capture that little fox. The leading elder shouted angrily. A huge battle broke out. As their levels were not high, Xian did not plan to use Killing Feast. He only needed to use normal attacks. Killing Intent Explosion. Unparalleled True Flame Dragon Slash. A golden flame dragon swept out, instantly taking the lives of more than 10 people. No one present could withstand his attack unscathed unless they burned their lifespan to strengthen their true chi. On the other side, Luo had also turned into a ray of flowing light, shuttling through the crowd. Wherever she passed, heads would fly. As for Wei Zhentian, he was extremely powerful. With the immortal phoenix bloodline, no one could kill him. Not even the few immortal level 5 elites. Although the old tree's strength was slightly lacking, it was still easy for him to deal with those who were weaker. In just a few seconds, the Shadow Fox's branch camp had suffered more than 100 casualties. The few immortal level rank 5 powerhouses could not do anything to them. Damn it, the patriarch isn't here. The remaining 2 elders have gone to escort the 2 lords. An immortal level rank 5 powerhouse frowned. Who would have thought that the dignified Shadow Fox clan would actually be defeated by 4 people? No, there was only 1 person. Among the 4 Xian, only Xian was human. Humans, foxes, demons, and a weapon. A clan was actually ruined by 4 people and looked like it was about to be destroyed. However, just as this group of people revealed a look of despair, 2 figures suddenly swept across the sky. Elder Nailin Yang and Elder Nailin Yao have returned. As soon as this was said, everyone's eyes lit up. Nailin Yang and Nailin Yao were the 2 immortal level rank 6 elders who had escorted the Xianming duo demons. Since they had returned, Xian and the other 3 would definitely die without a burial place. At this moment, Xian had also noticed them and could not help but smile. He was afraid that these killing intent points were not enough, but he did not expect that 2 immortal level rank 6 elites would come to deliver benefits. This was just right. Wei Zhentian, Sword Blade Storm. At that moment, Xian gave Wei Zhentian an order. At the same time, he also started a killing feast. A foul wind and a rain of blood abruptly blew. Wei Zhentian, who was on immortal level rank 5, could even kill an immortal level rank 6 powerhouse after using the Sword Blade Storm. In addition to the enhancement given by the killing feast, even the clan leader of the Shadow Fox branch would not be able to defeat it. As the killing feast began, as the number of people killed increased, Xian's enhancement continued to increase. The killing feast could not increase Wei Zhentian's strength, but it could increase the strength of the Sword Blade Storm. In the blink of an eye, the killing feast was increased by 50%, and so was the power of the Sword Blade Storm. At this moment, the 2 figures had already swept over. How dare you! Stop! The 2 immortal level rank 6 powerhouses shouted. However, at this moment, Xian had already killed the leading elder, who was the father of the clan leader of the Shadow Fox branch. Not only that, but the other immortal level rank 5 elders were either killed by the Sword Blade Storm or by Luo. The enhancement of the killing feast was instantly doubled. Go kill the 2 of them. Xian ordered Wei Zhentian again. The Sword Blade Storm that was doubled in power had no problem dealing with the 2 immortal level rank 6 powerhouses. After all, Wei Zhentian was on immortal level rank 5 and he had the immortal phoenix bloodline. The Sword Blade Storm could not be easily dispersed. Besides, with the help of Xian and Luo, the 2 of them might not survive for more than 3 seconds. What a powerful attack! Northern Underworld Heavenly Water. Nailin Yang's eyes lit up and black water droplets were formed. His younger brother, Nailin Yao, stood behind him and formed an Eye of Enchantment on top of his head. However, the Eye of Enchantment was useless against Xian and Luo. Wei Zhentian did not even have eyes, so naturally, it was useless against him. As for the old tree, he was only on immortal level rank 4. His ability was too weak, so the Eye of Enchantment was useless against him. Therefore, the Eye of Enchantment was useless. Northern Underworld Heavenly Water. Nailin Yao's face turned gloomy as he performed the same move. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. The black water droplets shot out like cannonballs and collided with the Sword Blade Storm. The move was indeed powerful, but after the blood sword was pierced by the black water droplets, it recovered quickly. Don't forget,
Wei Zhentian had the immortal divine phoenix bloodline. What? The two brothers were shocked and had to raise their hands to attack. However, at this moment, a gigantic golden flame dragon attacked first. Killing intent explosion. Unparalleled flame dragon slash. The two brothers sensed that the move was extraordinary and defended passively. However, in the next moment, they suddenly realized that there were more northern underworld heavenly water droplets around them. Oh no! Nalan Yang's face turned gloomy as he quickly dove down. However, his younger brother was in trouble. Poof, poof, poof. Chapter 14:24. Ding! The killing intent of the host has increased. After hearing the system notification, Xianxia glanced at it and realized that the killing intent was only 1 point away from reaching the upper limit. Although Na Lanyang managed to escape, he could not escape from Wei Zhentian's clutches. The blood swords whizzed past and Na Lanyang was killed by countless blood swords. Ding! The killing intent of the host has increased. Ding! The killing intent of the host has reached the upper limit. Would you like to exchange it for 1 devouring point? Hearing this, Xianxia's eyes shot out 2 rays of light. The killing intent had finally reached the upper limit. Needless to say, he had to exchange it. Otherwise, why would he still be at immortal level 3? Ding! The killing intent is 0. The host has obtained 1 devouring point. Another system notification rang. Xianxia glanced at the panel and realized that the devouring point had reached 4 points. 2 more points and he would be able to integrate his physique and bloodline. Ding! The host has broken through and is now at immortal level 4. Ding! Wei Zhentian has broken through and is now at immortal level 6. At that moment, Xianxia devoured all the treasures that he had accumulated and broke through to immortal level 4. At that moment, there were only a few dozen immortal level powerhouses left in the Shadow Fox branch. The rest of them were at Nirvana level and could not withstand a single blow. Xianxia did not order Wei Zhentian to stop killing. This was a world of the strong and the strong were respected. Since this Shadow Fox branch was courting death, then there was no need for Xianxia to show mercy. Soon, the remaining immortal level powerhouses were all killed by Xianxia. As for the rest, Xianxia could not be bothered to care about them. Devil. He's a devil. How dare he kill so many of our people? Gosh, not a single immortal level powerhouse is left. All of them are dead. Is he really only at immortal level 3? No. His aura has increased tremendously. He should have broken through. The group of Nirvana level Shadow Foxes looked at Xianxia and the rest in fear. Once the time was up, Wei Zhentian's blade storm stopped. Not only that, but the buff from the Feast of Slaughter also disappeared. Now, Xianxia was here, quietly waiting for the Shadow Fox branch chief to return. Seeing that Xianxia had stopped attacking, those Nirvana realm martial artists also heaved a sigh of relief. If Xianxia went berserk, this entire tribe would probably be wiped out. After all, there were close to 100,000 people here. However, Xianxia wasn't that ruthless. This demon is still not leaving. Could it be that he is waiting for the Patriarch to return? Humph, the Patriarch is on immortality level 7. He can kill him with 1 slap. Shoo, lower your voice. Don't let them hear you. Otherwise, when the Patriarch returns, we will all become ice-cold corpses. After the group of Shadow Foxes retreated for a long distance, they started whispering to each other. Very quickly, 10 minutes later, a figure flew over from the horizon. This person was the leader of the Shadow Fox branch, Nalan, who was at immortal level 7. He had already reacted before, but he was still a step too late. When he returned, he saw that there was a river of blood here. Although there were no corpses, the smell of blood proved that many people had died here before. They were probably all experts of the Shadow Fox branch. Thump. Thinking of this, Nalan's heart twitched violently. You killed them? Nalan shouted before he even got close. You came back late. Xianxia's voice fell into Nalan's ears. At this time, Nalan had just returned and stood opposite Xianxia. Patriarch, you are finally back. Patriarch, avenge our tribe members. All the immortal level members were killed by him. The 2 elders, Nalan Yang and Nalan Yao, who just returned, are also dead. Patriarch, be careful of their ambush. We don't know where the other 3 went. A member of the Shadow Fox clan shouted loudly. Thump. Hearing this, Nailanda's heart twitched violently again. Not a single immortal level member was left alive? Nailan Yang and Nailan Yao were both immortal level 6 powerhouses. How could they be dead? Even he could not achieve such a result. Yi Xian, what was his background? Cut the crap. Since you came to capture us under Nailan Bing and Nailan Jie's orders, you should be prepared to die. Yi Xian took out the crimson flame sword. At the same time, Wei Zhentian, who had broken through to immortal level 6, was also present. I, Nalanda, swear that even if I die today, I will kill you. Nalanda gritted his teeth and said, Do as you wish. I won't tell you that your youngest son died in my hands, Yi Xian replied casually. What? This sentence shocked Nalanda. His genius son was actually killed by Yi Xian? You deserve to die. Nalanda was furious. He rushed toward Yi Xian with a battle sword in his hand. Good timing. Yi Xian's eyes flickered. He raised his hand and attacked. Killing intent explosion. Unparalleled flaming dragon slash. Rumble. Two different types of true qi collided, instantly stirring up tens of thousands of waves of true qi. Although Yi Xian was only immortal level 4, his strength was extraordinary. Therefore, Nalanda was not careless. He burned 20 years of his life in the beginning. However, his attack was only on par with Yi Xian's. How was this possible? Hee, looks like you're not that great as a clan leader. Yi Xian's lips curled slightly. Charm. Nalanda widened his eyes. However, before his eyes turned pink, Yi Xian suddenly closed his eyes. Even without his eyes, Yi Xian could still fight. Moreover, Wei Zhentian could share his vision. He was not affected at all. However, Nalanda did not know that. He felt that Yi Xian's combat strength would be greatly reduced if he only fought with his spiritual sense. Northern Underworld Heavenly Water. Nalanda used his true qi and manifestation force to condense countless black water droplets in front of him. He then shot them at Yi Xian. Yi Xian had seen this move many times. He also used the Northern Underworld Heavenly Water to counterattack. He knows it too. Nalanda's expression was the same as the others. They were all very strange. Under normal circumstances, whenever Yi Xian used this move, his opponent would habitually use the Northern Underworld Heavenly Water armor. However, Nalanda did not. Go! Nalanda shook with his true qi. The black water droplets condensed by Yi Xian suddenly shot at Yi Xian. Seeing this, Yi Xian could not help but sigh. You're quite capable. Unfortunately, he had already set up a trap before Nalanda arrived. Whoosh! Suddenly, a void door opened in front of Yi Xian and protected Yi Xian. Chapter 1425. What? Hearing the whistling sound behind him, Nalanda's body trembled. Without turning around, he burned his lifespan to strengthen his vital energy, and then condensed a set of Dark North Heavenly Water armor. Some of the black water droplets were his own, while some were condensed by Yi Xian. After all, Yi Xian had taken the frozen sky pill. Poof! 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 Nalanda's black water droplets were easily dissolved by himself, but Yi Xian's black water droplets were not ordinary. Kacha! 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 A series of crisp sounds rang out, and the Dark North Heavenly Water armor on Nalanda's body was instantly frozen. Fortunately, he did not suffer any damage. However, with his movements sealed, he was like a turtle in a jar. Seeing this, Yi Xian quickly summoned Luoluo. 9 Reincarnation Flash. Luoluo began to accelerate. At the same time, Yi Xian also used the Eye of Myriad to condense countless black water droplets around Nalanda. Crack! 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 Another set of attacks, and the ice crystal armor on Nalanda's body became even thicker. 9 Reincarnation Flash. 4th Flash. Luoluo turned into a golden stream of light and passed through the void door. Nalanda was trapped in the Dark North Heavenly Water armor. Just as he was about to shatter the shackles, Yi Xian suddenly used the strength of Myriad to disintegrate his armor. Just as Nalanda was shocked, Luoluo's 5th flash arrived. Rip! Before Nalanda could react, his head was already tossed, but his consciousness did not dissipate. He saw his clansmen. At the same time, the clansmen were also staring at him in a daze. Nalanda, the most powerful member in the hearts of the Shadow Fox clansmen, was actually killed? Ding. The host's killing intent has increased. Yi Xian's expression did not change at all. He quickly put away Nailanda's body and the spoils of war. Although Nailanda escaped the first calamity, he couldn't escape the second calamity. In the end, he still couldn't escape death. If he hadn't used the Dark North Heavenly Water Armor, he might have had a chance at survival and could have fought Yi Xian for a while longer. Unfortunately, it was all because of their own deaths. After Nailanda died, Yi Xian also searched Nailanda's soul on the spot. Then, he visited the Dark Shadow Fox clan again to see if there were any hidden interspatial rings. Then he left, leaving behind a group of shadow foxes who had not even reached the immortality realm. Next, Yi Xian would head to the Shadow Fox clan, which was the clan of Nailan Bing and Nailan Jia. Finally, he was about to face the Xian Ming duo head-on. He wondered what level the Xian Ming duo were at now. There was still some distance between the Shadow Fox branch and the main clan. Even if Yi Xian traveled at full speed, it would take at least 3 days. In these 3 days, Yi Xian was constantly planning in his heart. Now that I have 4 devour points, I just need 2 more points and the 2 bloodlines can be merged. When that happens, another bloodline will appear and my battle strength will increase greatly, Yi Xian thought in his heart. However, 2 devour points was not a small number. If he recycled the skills, he could still get them. However, these skills were more practical and Yi Xian was a little reluctant to part with them. Blade Storm can be exchanged for 2 devour points, but Wei Zhentian's level is increasing quickly. Coupled with the Immortal Phoenix bloodline, Blade Storm's power is not small. Moreover, Blade Storm still has room for improvement, so it can't be recycled. Yi Xian thought in his heart. If he really wanted to recycle the skills, the Divine Wood Seal Old Tree's breeding skill could be exchanged for 1 devour point. However, that was still lacking a devour point. Forget it. Let's take a look first. Who knows, we might encounter a devourer along the way. Yi Xian decided to put it aside for now. After all, he was not in a hurry. After all, Song Sui Jing and Adjudicator Song had been rescued, so he could slow down. However, in the next moment, he suddenly thought of a problem. Could he not exchange his lifespan for devour points? Previously, when he had broken through to Immortal Level 3, the system had given him a notification. However, at that time, Yi Xian felt that if he exchanged his lifespan, he would not be safe, so he put it aside. Until now, he just thought of this matter. As an Immortal Level 4, he had a lifespan of more than 1,700 years. Even if he exchanged his lifespan for 500 years, he would still have more than 1,200 years of lifespan left. The second time he exchanged for a devour point would require 1,000 years of lifespan, so he would still have more than 200 years of lifespan left. Haha, 6 devour points, that's enough. Yi Xian suddenly laughed out loud. Immediately, he exchanged for the devour points. Ding, the host has consumed 1,000 years of lifespan and obtained 1 devour point. Ding, skill breeding has been successfully recycled. The host has obtained 1 devour point. After 2 consecutive system notifications, Yi Xian subconsciously glanced at the panel. He had obtained 6 devour points. That's enough. Let me see what kind of powerful bloodline will be born when the Heavenly Eye Clan bloodline and the Beast Deity bloodline merge. Yi Xian was very curious. Ding, the Heavenly Eye Clan bloodline and the Beast Deity bloodline are merging. 6 devour points are required. Confirm? The system notified. Upon hearing this, Yi Xian replied without hesitation, confirm. Ding, bloodline merging begins. Ding, bloodline merging progress is at 10%. Ding, bloodline merging progress is at 20%. Ding, bloodline merging progress is at 80%. Ding, bloodline merging progress is at 90%. Soon, the bloodline merging progress was increased to 90%. Ding, bloodline merging progress is at 100%. Ding, bloodline merging. The host has obtained the Immortal Eye Unicorn bloodline. Do you want to merge it immediately? Immortal Eye Unicorn? Upon hearing this name, Yi Xian's blood began to boil. Unicorn. It's the unicorn bloodline. Unicorn is China's traditional divine beast. Wherever the unicorn appears, there will be auspicious signs. Usually, unicorn is the mount of the gods.
It seems that I've obtained a good bloodline this time.
Yi Xian's eyes lit up and immediately replied in his mind, yes.
Ding! Immortal Eye Unicorn bloodline merging. When the system notification sounded, Yi Xian felt that his whole body was different. At the same time, he felt a burning sensation on his back. He quickly asked Luo Luo and Wei Zhentian to come out and take a look.
He found that the clothes on his back had been burnt to a crisp and a tattoo had appeared.
Wow, what kind of beast is this?
It's so cool.
Luo Luo couldn't help but open her mouth wide. Through Wei Zhentian's shared vision, Yi Xian also saw the tattoo. Chapter 1426. Unicorn Tattoo? Yi Xian raised an eyebrow. This time it was awesome. It was the first time he had seen a tattoo on a person's bloodline. He immediately began to examine the unicorn of the Immortal Eye bloodline. The unicorn of the Immortal Eye bloodline was a new bloodline formed from the fusion of the Celestial Eye bloodline and the Beast God bloodline. This bloodline included most of the abilities of both bloodlines. The Celestial Eye bloodline had some slight changes to their names, but their effects were still the same. Yi Xian frowned and changed the names back to the original Eye of Revelation, Eye of Perception, Eye of Soul, Eye of Eternity, Eye of the Void, and so on. However, the Eye of Destruction and Eye of Glory had disappeared, and the unicorn's vital energy had been absorbed. Unicorn's vital energy was the fusion of the Eye of Glory and the Eye of Destruction. This unicorn's vital energy was extremely domineering, and it had the ability to incinerate everything in the world. This was actually the decomposing effect of the Eye of Destruction. In addition, the unicorn's vital energy also increased Yi Xian's fire resistance and the power of his fire attacks. It was the same as the immortal phoenix bloodlines rising from the ashes advancement. In addition to the unicorn's vital energy and the immortal eye's advancement, there were 3 other advancement paths. One was unicorn's physique, another was unicorn's deterrence, and the last was unicorn's descent. Unicorn's physique was the advancement of the beast god bloodline's strength and agility. It was originally an 11-fold advancement, but after the bloodline fusion, it was raised to a 12-fold advancement. Unicorn's deterrence included all the attributes of the target's growth rate, the target's expansion, the target's attack effects against beasts, and the benefits of devouring beasts' corpses. It was initially a 10-fold advancement. As for the last unicorn's descent, it was an active ability. Once activated, it would summon a unicorn to battle. This was an extremely powerful move. However, this unicorn descent had no cooldown. Every time it was used, it would not be able to recover over time. It would need to devour beast corpses and beast souls to recover. Furthermore, it seemed like the unicorn could only summon a single unicorn hoof. Only after advancing to a higher level in the future would he be able to summon the entire unicorn. The Immortal Eye Unicorn bloodline had a total of 5 advancements, which were Immortal Eye, Unicorn Vital Energy, Unicorn Physique, Unicorn Deterrence, and Unicorn Descent. After reading it, Yi Xian also felt that the 6 Devour points were well spent. Putting aside the fact that all of his Heavenly Eyes abilities had been improved, just the Unicorn Xianxia alone was already very awesome. It increased his fire attacks and resistance once again, and it also gave him an effect that was even more powerful than the Eye of Annihilation and the Eye of Glory's Incinerate Everything. Apart from that, his strength and dexterity had increased by 10%. His monster attributes, growth speed, monster expansion, monster attacks, and devour points had increased by 20%. Most importantly, he had a new trump card, Unicorn Descent. All in all, Yi Xian was very satisfied with the Immortal Eye Unicorn bloodline that he had obtained after the bloodline integration. This was only the bloodline integration. He wondered how powerful the Divine Sword bloodline and the Divine Slayer bloodline would be after the integration of the 2 combat bloodlines. With my current ability, even if I don't use underhanded tricks, I'm afraid I can easily kill an Immortal Level 7 powerhouse. Yi Xian's confidence was off the charts. The vital energy in his body had also changed. It was much more powerful than before, and it even had the effect of incinerating everything. The Immortal Phoenix bloodline, the Immortal Eye Unicorn bloodline, the Unparalleled Flame Dragon Slash, and the Burning Sky Pill allowed Yi Xian's fire attacks to reach a terrifying level. There was also the Unicorn Descent. Although he could only summon 1 hoof now, it was the unicorn's hoof. It might be able to stomp an Immortal Level 7 powerhouse to death with 1 kick. Young master, I feel that the bloodline in your body has changed. Give me some blood and let me taste it.
The old tree's eyes lit up as it spoke. No problem. Without hesitation, Xian stored some of his new blood and gave it to the old tree. However, after the old tree drank it.
What's going on?
Ah. In the planting space, the old tree was directly burned to ashes by the violent unicorn blood.
It instantly turned into nothingness.
Ding!
The devil tree battle soldier is dead.
Ding!
The devil tree battle soldier is resurrected.
Ding!
The devil tree battle soldier mutated into the ash spirit. The system notification shocked Xian. The old tree mutated after drinking the unicorn blood? In the planting space, the old tree's body was reforming. Its original body was a tree, but after drinking the unicorn blood, its original body was burned to ashes. In the end, it mutated into a creature called the ash spirit. Xian immediately focused on the planting space. He saw that the old tree had already turned into a human-shaped flame. The unicorn blood was too powerful. It burned the old tree to death. However, the old tree was reborn and mutated. The immortal phoenix bloodline also had the fire attribute. However, the old tree was fine after drinking it. Now that it had drunk the unicorn blood, it mutated. It was probably the effect of the immortal phoenix bloodline and the immortal eye unicorn bloodline mixed together. Grandpa Tree, how do you feel?
Luo couldn't help but ask.
I feel stronger than before. My flame is made up of the immortal phoenix bloodline and the immortal eye unicorn bloodline's flame. It's extremely powerful.
The old tree couldn't help but say. At the same time it transformed into its human form.
When the devil tree battle soldier transformed into its human form, it was still a dead tree under its skin. However now, there was an endless flame under its skin. It was fundamentally different. Previously, it was afraid of fire.
However, now that it had turned into fire, it was afraid of water.
Ding! The divine wood seal has mutated into the burning sky seal. Hearing this, Xian subconsciously glanced at the old tree's attributes. Flaming sun rope, raging flame shield, remnant flame. Xian recited in his heart. These 3 skills appeared after the old tree mutated. After seeing these 3 skills, his first reaction was that he had profited. Previously, he had recalled the old tree's skills. Now, after the mutation there were 3 new skills. He had profited for nothing. The flaming sun rope was a control skill. It used flames to lock the opponent and restrict their movement. The raging flame shield condensed a layer of flame around the body. It could absorb attacks and then explode. As for remnant flame, it could create a flame clone from a distance. Then, the old tree could instantly switch places with this flame clone and attack the enemy. This flame clone was already difficult to destroy. Together with the immortal phoenix bloodline, it was almost perfect. The most important thing was that residual flame was a skill with no cooldown. In other words, the old tree could casually use remnant flame in the future. Its teleportation attacks would be terrifying. As for the flaming sun rope and raging flame shield, their cooldowns were 1 day. Why did the old tree and I sign a co-growth contract? At this moment, Xian realized this. Wei Zhentian had previously signed a co-growth contract with him. However now, the old tree had also signed a contract after the mutation. This was a good thing. Chapter 14:27. Medicinal herbs, fire attribute heavenly materials and earthly treasures, or even corpses. Xian was shocked. Wei Zhentian could only devour ores and weapons, which was considered easy for Xian. However, it was amazing that the old tree could break through so many channels. However, Xian saw another restriction. The old tree could not be 3 ranks higher than him. Xian was now on immortal level rank 4, which meant that the old tree could only be on immortal level rank 7 at most. In addition to the previous contract, the old tree could only be on immortal level rank 4 to rank 7. Although there's a restriction, it's still not bad. Xian was satisfied as Wei Zhentian did not seem to be 3 ranks higher than him. All in all, he had earned a lot this time. Since the unicorn blood had such an effect, Xian could give some of it to Wei Zhentian. Unfortunately, Wei Zhentian had no effect. It was the same for Luo. After Luo consumed the unicorn blood, the heavenly loathe fox bloodline in her body was slightly suppressed. Fortunately, she managed to get rid of the unicorn blood in time. Otherwise, it would be a tragedy. Come, Wei Zhentian, come and play with me. The old tree was filled with battle intent. He had mutated and leveled up to immortal level rank 5. However, he was not afraid of Wei Zhentian, who was on immortal level rank 6. There was a huge battle in the planting space. However, both of them had the immortal phoenix bloodline. Wei Zhentian could not kill the old tree, while the old tree could not kill Wei Zhentian. This is great.
With the help of two powerful beings, Yixian was so happy that he could not close his mouth.
The immortal unicorn blood had the fire element. Together with the immortal phoenix bloodline, it had brought him many benefits. If the sword god blood lineage and the slaughter god blood lineage fused into a fire attribute blood lineage, then it would be awesome. Very soon, 3 days had passed. In the past 3 days, Luo Luo had also broken through to immortal level rank 5. Her ability had improved tremendously. Other than Yixian, Luo Luo and the old tree were on immortal level rank 5, while Wei Zhentian was on immortal level rank 6. With such strength, they would be a force to be reckoned with in the Shadow Fox clan. At this moment, Yixian had already arrived at his destination. At the edge of his vision was the Shadow Fox clan where the Xianming duo demons were. The Shadow Fox clan doesn't seem to have a rebirth realm expert. The rebirth realm expert seems to have gone to the land of reincarnation and is preparing to move the entire clan in, Yixian thought to himself. In other words, there were at most immortal level rank 9 experts here. With his current ability, it was not a problem for him to deal with those on immortal level rank 7. However, it would be difficult for him to deal with those on immortal level rank 8. Therefore he had to level up. I'm on immortal level rank 4. After obtaining the immortal eye unicorn bloodline, the effect of my soul eye has improved tremendously. I should be able to control a Shadow Fox clan member on immortal level rank 4. Thinking of this, Yixian's eyes lit up as he happened to see a team of Shadow Foxes heading towards the clan. Whoosh! At that moment, he quickly rushed over. There were only 3 people in the team. One of them was on immortal level rank 4, while the other 2 were on immortal level rank 3. Yixian immediately went in front of them and used his soul eye from a distance. Ding! Control successful. Ding! Control successful. Ding! Control failed. 2 succeeded while 1 failed. This was within Yixian's expectations. Who's that? The Shadow Fox clan member on immortal level rank 4 trembled. However, he could not see Yixian and could only be cautious. At this moment, Yixian's attack came again. Soul Eye! After a total of 3 attempts, he finally heard a system notification. Ding! Control successful. At the same level, Yixian still needed to use his soul eye a few times before he could control it. This was also because of the charm fusion crystal. Regardless of whether it was the Shadow Fox clan or the clan, almost everyone had the charm fusion crystal, which made it difficult to control. Fortunately, the Shadow Fox clan member on immortal level rank 4 only had 3 tails. Otherwise, Yixian would not be able to control it. What's your name? Yixian approached and asked the Shadow Fox clan member who was on immortal level rank 4. Nailin Ming. The young Shadow Fox clan member replied. Can the clan bring outsiders in? Yixian continued to ask. Yes, but their level cannot exceed immortal level rank 5. Nailin Ming nodded. Are Nailin Bing and Nailin Jie still in the clan? Yixian asked again. This? Nailin Ming paused and shook his head. The whereabouts of the 2 elders are not something that we can know. Elders? Hearing this, Yixian squinted his eyes. Nailin Bing and Nailin Jie had lived for quite some time in their previous lives. At their peak, they were rebirth realm elites. They were considered the top fighters in the Shadow Fox clan. All right, bring me in to have a look. Yixian nodded and blended in with the group. There were some humans in the Shadow Fox clan. However, many of the men were charmed by the Shadow Fox ladies and brought in. They would live there from then on. As long as their level was not high, it was fine to bring someone in. Now that the target of the death hunting order was dead, Yixian did not know where Nailin Bing was. However, he was sure that Nailin Bing was still alive. She had successfully taken over his body. Very soon, he approached the Shadow Fox clan. The clan is indeed much stronger than the clan. There are so many elites. Yixian's heart skipped a beat. Just as he approached, he noticed an immortal level rank 7 elite. He was just a guard at the entrance of the clan. Inside,
There were immortal level rank 8 and rank 9 elites. Nailin Ming, who is he? The immortal level rank 7 elite asked. He was in charge of guarding the entrance of the clan. Due to his high level, it was not a problem for him to remember the face and name of the person. However, this was very impressive. After all, there were tens of thousands of people entering the clan every day. Sometimes, there were even tens of thousands of people. He's my good friend.
Nailin Ming replied.
The elite looked at Xianxia and realized that he was unfamiliar with him. Moreover, he was only immortal level rank 4, so he was not a big threat.
All right, let's go.
The elite dispelled his doubts and allowed them to pass. The Shadow Fox clan was a huge city. There were more than 100,000 Shadow Foxes living in it. Under normal circumstances, they would marry within the clan and continue to grow. Of course, this required strength. With so many clansmen, the consumption of heaven and earth treasures was not small. Fortunately, there were rebirth realm elites in the Shadow Fox clan. It was enough to support the entire clan. Nailin Ming brought Xianxia into the Shadow Fox clan and brought him back to his residence.
Chapter 1428.
Xianxia entered Nailin Ming's residence. Then, Nailin Ming left. He was investigating Nailin Bing and Nailin Jie under Xianxia's orders. Xianxia waited in his house to see if Nailin Ming would be able to get anything out of him. However, not long after, there was a commotion in the distance. Rumble! It seemed to be the sound of a battle. What's going on?
Xianxia was a little surprised.
In the Shadow Fox clan, fighting was not allowed. If they wanted to fight, they had to go to the training field. However, it was not a fight, but destruction. However, he was too lazy to go out and take a look. It did not concern him. He was here to investigate Nailin Bing's matter. The commotion was not small, but it soon subsided. About half an hour later, Nailin Ming walked back quickly. However, there were several experts of the Shadow Fox clan behind him. They were all immortal level 6. We just found a spy from the Mo clan. Nailin Ming, tell your whole family to come out. An immortal level 6 powerhouse said to Nailin Ming. This. Nailin Ming was a little hesitant. He had 2 women in his clan, but he was worried about Xianxia. At this moment, Xianxia heard the commotion and his heart could not help but tremble. A spy from the Mo clan? Xianxia immediately reacted. Could the Mo clan be Mo Shui's clan? It was said that the underworld was established by 2 clans. One was the Nailin clan, and the other was the Mo clan. On the way back to the Shadow Fox clan, Nailin Bing and Nailin Jie were afraid that the Mo clan would find out and kill them in the cradle. After all, these were 2 reincarnators. It seemed that the commotion just now was caused by the Mo clan who had infiltrated. However, because the clan did not allow immortal level 5 powerhouses to enter, they were quickly suppressed. Now, the Shadow Fox clan began to investigate the intruders. It seems that I have to leave first. Xianxia thought to himself. He had Wei Zhentian turn into a cup and place it on the table. Then, he would break open the void and leave. With the help of Lil Thing's vision sharing, he could know the situation here and wait for them to leave before returning. After Nailin Ming received Xianxia's remote command, he began to summon all of his family members. In the end, the 2 women were directly charmed. This way, they could find out whether or not they were spies sent by the Mo family. These 2 human women weren't strong and were only at the 9th level of the Nirvana realm. It was impossible. However, after the 3 immortal level rank 6 powerhouses searched Nailin Ming's entire family, one of them suddenly asked, "That's strange. I heard that you brought in a human male. Where is he?" Hearing this, Nailin Ming trembled and said, "He only came in with me to get something. He has already left. If that's the case, then come with me. I can only let you go after confirming that he has left." The immortal level 6 powerhouse said. "All right." Nailin Ming nodded. This was the only thing he could do. Fortunately, Xianxia had the eyes of the void. Otherwise, he would be in trouble. If he was still in the Shadow Fox clan, he would definitely be charmed if he encountered these 3 people. At that time, his inability to be charmed would attract attention. Xianxia had no choice but to change his identity. With the Mo family as a factor, I don't think it will be so easy to go in again. How can I find out where Nailin Bing and Nailin Jie are? Xianxia was troubled.
If this was an ordinary human family, things would be much easier. Unfortunately, it was the Shadow Fox clan.
At this moment, he had already arrived outside the Shadow Fox clan and was in the midst of planning.
At this moment, he suddenly saw a large group of figures coming from the horizon. Their aura made Yixian's heart palpitate. They're so strong. Could it be that they're at the 8th or 9th level of the immortal level? Yixian raised his eyebrows in shock. There were 300 to 400 people in this large group. The weakest seemed to be at the 6th level of the immortal level, while the strongest were at the 8th or 9th level of the immortal level. Even Yixian couldn't see through the leader with his eyes of the immortal level. Rebirth state. A rebirth state powerhouse had actually come. Oh my god. Yixian was terrified. Could these people be the Mo family's experts? Now that they had gathered here, could it be that they wanted to destroy the Shadow Fox clan? Thinking of this, Yixian felt that it was very possible. The Mo family had always been at odds with Nailan Jie. Perhaps they had received news of Nailan Bing and Nailan Jie's return, so they were preparing to strike first. Nailan Bing and Nailan Jie were reincarnators, and Mo Shui, who was also a reincarnator, had already fallen. If Nailan Bing and Nailan Jie were to return to their peak, the Mo family would be under great pressure. As such, it was better to shed all pretense of cordiality. F***CK. If they're really here to kill, then this is my chance. Yixian's eyes flickered. He was worried that he wouldn't be able to find Nailan Bing and Nailan Jie. Now that the Mo family's team had arrived, perhaps Nailan Jie would be directly eliminated. He just didn't know if the Shadow Fox clan had left a rebirth state powerhouse behind, or if they had all entered the land of reincarnation. Immediately, Yixian quickly followed. At this time, the Shadow Fox clan's guard had already seen the newcomers, but just as he was about to open his mouth, a human powerhouse had charged out from the side and pierced through his head. A great battle had begun. Kill all the Fox clan members. In the Mo family's team, the burly middle-aged man in the lead roared loudly. Yes, sir. This large group of Mo family's experts all swooped down, preparing to take advantage of the time when the Nailan family had yet to react to kill a few experts first. With such a large army charging over, the Nailan family's experts couldn't sit still and quickly gathered before charging out. At the same time, a Shadow Fox elder flew into the sky.
Mo family, you finally can't sit still.
This elder was also in the rebirth state, and his name was Nailan Xinghui. Furthermore, he recognized the rebirth state powerhouse in the Mo family's lead. He was called Mo Wentian, and he was ranked 6th among the Mo family's ancestors. Indeed, there's one person overseeing the Nailan family. Seeing this, Mo Wentian coldly snorted. Nailan Xinghui, you should have expected us to come, right? Of course, it's time for our two families to fight. Nailan Xinghui nodded. You, Nailan Jie, have moved many people into the land of reincarnation. Today you think you can stop us with just these few?
Mo Wentian narrowed his eyes and asked.
Whether it works or not, we'll know after we fight. Nailan Xinghui said as he glanced below. Chapter 1429. Alright, then I'd like to see how many people you can charm. Mo Wentian finished speaking and prepared to attack. All these years, the disciples of the Mo clan had been undergoing charm training to see if they had any resistance to the charm skills of the Fox clan. Now the experts of the Nailan clan had entered the land of reincarnation to search for something, so the Mo clan could take this opportunity to eliminate the Nailan clan. The two clans did not want to say anything more and started fighting. As for the Shadow Fox clansmen below who were not strong enough, they could only retreat quickly. Fight until both sides are injured, Yixian said in his heart. He naturally wanted to join in this battle. Wei Zhentian, Immortal level 6th level. Old Tree, Immortal level 5th level. Luo, Immortal level 5th level. The four of them together should not have a problem fighting an Immortal level 8th level powerhouse alone. This battle would be an important springboard for Yixian. Boom! The two reincarnated beings in the air finally fought, letting out a deafening sound. This was a signal. The people from the two clans also attacked after this. A battle of this scale would usually start with a group attack, competing for firepower, and then gradually closing the distance before starting a group battle. Therefore, Yixian could not join in the battle at first, but he could go and collect the spoils of war. The Mo clan came prepared and did not have many things in their universe rings,
But the Nalan clan of the Shadow Fox clan was different. Rumble! 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 In the air, there were continuous sounds. After all, this was close to 1,000 people fighting, and it was like the end of the world. Xian also took the opportunity to enter the Shadow Fox clan, but he concealed his aura and hid. It was broad daylight now, so Xian could not help but use the dark night canopy. Suddenly, the sky began to darken, and the sun was instantly covered. What's going on? Why did the sky turn dark all of a sudden? Could it be someone's remarkable ability? It was unlikely that a remarkable ability could cause such an environment, but it could not change the weather all of a sudden. However, this did not affect the battle between the two sides. After all, the figures of the group in the air had never disappeared, and the sound of true chi colliding illuminated them. At this moment, there were already people who had fallen. Corpses fell from the sky, including those from the Shadow Fox clan and the Mo clan. Xian hid in the darkness and quickly went to collect the corpses. He was probably the only one who dared to collect the corpses on the ground. After all, the battle in the air was too intense. If he was not careful, he would be affected by their attacks. However, Xian was not afraid. 1, 2, 3 corpses, Xian's true chi, Luo Luo Luo, Luo Luo, and Luo Luo's help him. Very quickly, he collected 20 corpses, causing Xian's cultivation to greatly increase. At this moment, an immortal level 5 expert suddenly attacked Xian. He saw Xian collecting the corpses, and he did not seem to be of a high rank, so he directly attacked him. However, he did not expect that he could not even get close to Xian. Bang! Suddenly, a flame lit up. The old tree, who had transformed into the spirit of ashes, suddenly used residual flame to rush in front of him. Then, he threw a punch and directly pierced through his chest. The old tree's residual flame skill was too strong. At his current rank, although he could only create one residual flame clone at a time, it was enough. They were both immortal level 5, but this expert from the Shadow Fox clan could not withstand a single blow. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. In the blink of an eye, the corpse of the Shadow Fox clan expert was burned to ashes, leaving behind only a universe ring and a weapon. It was no wonder that the mutated old tree could fight Wei Zhentian to a draw. It turned out that he was so powerful. Haha, I've never felt so good before. It was the old tree's first battle with an enemy after his mutation. Moreover, it was a one-hit kill. This made him feel great, and his battle intent was as strong as his flame. In this way, Xian was relieved. Wei Zhentian and the old tree won't die. Luo Luo, you have to be careful. Xian said to Luo Luo. Yes, master. Luo Luo responded obediently, turning into a stream of light and moving continuously. Apart from the group of people at the top, no one at the scene could see her. Unless there was an immortal level 7 or level 8 expert, she would not be a threat. The number of corpses kept increasing. Soon, Xian had collected close to 100 corpses. At the same time, he heard a system notification. Ding! The host has broken through. You're currently on immortal level 5. Xian had broken through and his ability had increased tremendously. Now, he was qualified to participate in the battle at the top. Old Tree, Wei Zhentian, Luo Luo, the 3 of you will fight together. Xian said to the 3 of them. Okay. The 3 of them responded in unison, then leaped into the sky. They were now on the Mo family side, attacking the Shadow Fox family. Xian swallowed an immortal level 5 burning sky pill on the spot, increasing the power of his flame attack. He targeted a Shadow Fox family expert who was attacking from a distance and launched an attack. Killing intent explosion. Unparalleled flame dragon slash. This attack was enough to threaten an immortal level 8 expert. Moreover, Xian now had a skill called Unicorn Deterrence. The predecessor of Unicorn Deterrence was called Monster King Deterrence. It could increase Xian's attack power against beasts. However, it was only effective against demons and heavenly beasts. However, after upgrading to Unicorn Deterrence, Xian realized that it was effective against beasts as well. One had to know that Unicorn Deterrence had been upgraded 10 times. This meant that Xian's attack power against beasts had increased by several folds. An immortal level 7 Shadow Fox family expert was attacked by Xian and was instantly engulfed by the flame dragon.
In the next moment, Yi Xian heard a system notification sound. Ding! The host's killing intent has increased. Instant kill. The victim's opponent was shocked when he saw this scene. Where did this kid come from?
He was from the Mo family, so naturally, he knew all the people from the Mo family this time.
However, he did not know Yi Xian. There were many people he did not know. However, Yi Xian had appeared at this time and killed an immortal level 7 expert. What was going on? Moreover, he could sense that Yi Xian was only immortal level 5. Could it be that a kind-hearted genius who passed by was helping the Mo family? No, that's not right. That move was clearly the Mo family's unparalleled flame dragon slash, but its power is much stronger than that. Where did this person come from? Chapter 1430. It seemed like Yi Xian was on the side of the Mo family. However, the combat strength of an immortal level 7 was not very useful in this battle. After pausing for a while, the Mo family expert attacked the others. Yi Xian loved this kind of chaotic battle the most. After all, he was good at sneaking up on people. If his sneak attack was successful, it would be a one-hit kill. One by one, the immortal level 7 experts died in his hands. Sometimes, he would even kill one or two of the Mo family experts who were ignorant. In terms of factions, he was a third faction that did not belong to the Nalan family and the Mo family. On the other hand, Wei Zhentian, who was on immortal level 6, and Old Tree, who were on immortal level 5 and Luo, killed the immortal level 7 experts effortlessly. The Mo family members were very surprised because Luo was from the Fox family. Although her hair was a little messy, she and the other two were helping the Mo family. If they were to compare the number of people they killed, the three of them were more powerful than Yi Xian. Of course, their targets were those on immortal level 6, while Yi Xian specifically targeted those on immortal level 7. Their appearance fell into the eyes of some observant people. You're courting death. An immortal level 8 expert from the Shadow Fox family rushed down after seeing Yi Xian's arrogance. Good timing. Yi Xian noticed him and immediately turned around to attack. Killing intent explosion. Unparalleled flaming dragon slash. Ever since he integrated the immortal eye unicorn bloodline, no one could block Yi Xian's attack. He wondered if this immortal level 8 expert could do it. Facing Yi Xian's attack, the immortal level expert threw a punch. Boom! Two waves of true energy collided. However, what was surprising was that the immortal level 8 expert's attack was not as powerful as Yi Xian's. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. A huge golden flaming dragon roared and instantly engulfed the immortal level 8 expert. However, it was quickly dispersed by the latter. Just now, the immortal level rank 8 powerhouse had already used all his strength. He did not expect his attack to be weaker than his opponent's. However, he guessed that his opponent must have burned his lifespan. The immortal divine phoenix bloodline, the immortal eye unicorn bloodline, the burning sky pill, the unparalleled true flame dragon slash, the sword god bloodline, the killing intent explosion, the unicorn true energy, and the assassination mode all made Yi Xian's attacks incomparably tyrannical. This strike will take your life. The immortal level rank 8 powerhouse quickly adjusted his mentality. This time, he burned 10 years of his life to kill Yi Xian. But what he didn't know was that Yi Xian was also preparing to kill him in one blow. It's time to explode. Yi Xian's eyes flashed with killing intent. Death warrant. Eye of assassination. Yi Xian suddenly disappeared in the face of his opponent's powerful fist shadow and reappeared behind his opponent. A feast of slaughter. Killing intent explosion. Unparalleled true flame dragon slash. Yi Xian suddenly attacked. Although he did not burn his life for this attack, it was enough to kill the immortal level rank 8 powerhouse who seemed to be defenseless. What? The immortal level rank 8 powerhouse was shocked. He clearly saw Yi Xian in front of him, but now, why did he suddenly appear behind him? But he did not have time to think so much. He hurriedly activated his true energy to defend himself. Unfortunately, he had just released a powerful attack, so his true energy could not be connected. It's over. The immortal level rank 8 powerhouse was in despair. He was instantly engulfed by the golden flame dragon. Then, he was incinerated by the effect of the incinerate world. Nothing was left, including his weapon. Before this, Yi Xian had already used the all-creation strength to protect his universe ring. Ding! The killing intent points of the host have increased. The immortal level rank 8 powerhouse gave Xian a huge amount of killing intent points. At the same time, there was also the 40% increase from the killing intent explosion. But in the next moment, the increase suddenly skyrocketed to 60%. Rumble! Not far away, flames suddenly surged into the sky. It turned out that Old Tree had used the blazing shield to absorb a large number of attacks before exploding. In an instant, 6 to 7 powerhouses were killed. Well done! Xian could not help but praise. The 60% increase from the killing intent explosion had greatly increased his strength. Now, he was not inferior to any of the immortal level rank 8 powerhouses. The only regret was that Wei Zhentian could not use Blade Storm. Otherwise it would be awesome. For this battle, the Mo family had mobilized all their forces. Not only did they send a Rebirth Realm powerhouse, but they also sent 6 immortal level rank 9 powerhouses. On the other side, the Nayland family also sent 6 immortal level rank 9 powerhouses. In other words, Xian's current strength was only below the 2 Rebirth Realm powerhouses and the 12 immortal level rank 9 powerhouses. The most important thing was that his strength was still increasing. Let's kill to our heart's content. Xian went crazy as he shot out explosively. 60%, 65%, 70%, 75%. In less than 5 seconds, the Slaughter Feast's buff had doubled. Xian's current combat strength had doubled. He was almost invincible among those below immortal level rank 9. No one could block one of his attacks unless they burned more than 50 years of their lifespan. There was a standard for burning lifespan. It was at least 10 years, followed by 20 years, 50 years and 100 years. However, very few people would burn 50 years of their lifespan at once. If they burned 50 years of their lifespan each time, even an immortal level rank 9 powerhouse's 3,000 years of lifespan would be used up in less than a minute. Therefore, most people would burn 10 to 20 years of their lifespan. This way, they would not be able to block Xian's attacks and would be killed in one hit. There are only 5 seconds left for the killing intent explosion. Kill 5 more. Xian calculated the time in his heart and attacked another person. During these 5 seconds, he would be invincible. As the Mo family and the Nayland family's rank 9 powerhouses and the 2 Rebirth Realm powerhouses were fighting, no one could divert their attention to deal with him. Killing intent explosion. Unparalleled flame dragon slash. Xian continued to kill. He did not know how many people he had killed, but he felt that he was about to break through again. However, there were not many immortal level rank 8 powerhouses left in the Shadow Fox clan. There were only 3 of them left. If that's the case, then I'll kill the Mo family. Xian's eyes flashed. He suddenly attacked the nearest immortal level rank 8 powerhouse from the Mo family. He did not belong to any of the factions. He was a faction by himself. Previously, he had only looked for trouble with the Nayland family because he wanted to lure out Nayland Bing and Nayland Jie. Now, it seemed that Nayland Bing and Nayland Jie were not in the clan. Killing intent explosion. Unparalleled flame dragon slash. Another huge golden flame dragon attacked and engulfed an immortal level rank 8 powerhouse from the Mo family. Ding! The host's killing intent has increased. Before the system notification sounded, Xian quickly rushed over and put away the universe ring. Chapter 1431. The members of the Mo family were shocked. Xian was helping them just now, but why did he start killing their people in the blink of an eye? Kill! Kill this kid first. 3 immortal level 8 Mo family experts were attracted. Since Xian had helped them just now, they had freed up a few experts. Now, they could use them to deal with Xian. 3 against 1? So what? Xian was not afraid of them at all. He attacked crazily. From the beginning to the end, he had not burned his life. Now he would do it once. Killing intent explosion. Unparalleled flame dragon slash. It was another golden flame dragon. This time, Xian had burned 20 years of his life. His target could not block it at all and was burned to ashes in an instant. At the same time, Xian was also hit by the sword gleams of the other 2 people. Poof! Poof! A sword gleam pierced through his head, and another sword gleam pierced through his heart. Logically speaking, he should have been dead, but he was not. Moreover, he had an evil smile on his face. How is it possible that he's not dead?
The two of them were very surprised. How could a normal person not die when his head and heart were pierced through?
Could it be that Yixian was a spirit? But how could a spirit have true qi?
Just as the two of them were puzzled, Yixian suddenly attacked.
Killing intent explosion.
Unparalleled flame dragon slash. One person was engulfed, while the other managed to avoid this calamity. He heaved a sigh of relief in his heart.
Fortunately, Yixian's target this time wasn't him.
After glancing at his comrade who was burned to ashes, he quickly retreated. However, at this moment, a scorching aura suddenly rose behind him.
What?
The immortal level 8 expert turned his head in shock and saw the old tree, who had transformed into the original form of the ash spirit, throw a punch.
Bang!
The immortal level 5 old tree could not hurt him, but then there was Wei Zhentian's surprise attack.
Clang!
Wei Zhentian was also sent flying. However, the immortal level 8 expert could not dodge Luo Luo's fifth reincarnation flash.
Whoosh!
A crisp sound was heard, and the immortal level 8 expert's head flew off.
He was shocked.
He did not expect that he was killed by an unknown of the eye of the immortal level 8 expert. Who was this person? From the beginning, he did not know where did Yixian came from. As for this question, he could only ask the Grim Reaper of this world.
Of. Ding! You've broken through.
You're currently on immortal level rank 6.
Wei Zhentian has broken through.
He is now at immortal level 7. Since Yixian and the old tree had signed a contract to guarantee their levels, the old tree's level would not be lower than Yixian's. Therefore, he broke through to immortal level 6 as well. At this moment, Yixian's ability was probably invincible among those below rebirth level. Of course, this invincibility only lasted for a second. The killing feast's effect had passed. Even so, he could still fight with the immortal level 9 experts. He turned his head to look at the battlefield and found that both sides were evenly matched. No matter which side he joined, that side would show an overwhelming momentum, and the other side would be beaten to the point of not being able to breathe. However, he did not do so.
Luo Luo, Wei Zhentian, old tree, let's continue killing.
Yixian did not bother with them and continued to find trouble with those below immortal level 8. At this moment, there were only slightly more than 300 experts left from the Mo family and the Nalan family. From nearly 1,000 to 300, many had died. As this was a battle of life and death, both sides used their trump cards and continuously burned their lifespans to attack. Even if they were still alive after this battle, they would not have much lifespan left. Since that was the case, then Yixian would send them down first. The 2 Rebirth Realm experts fighting in the sky and the 12 Immortal level 9 experts did not expect that such a battle would be ruined by Yixian. At first, the Mo family thought that Yixian had some connections with the Mo family, which was why he attacked. However, later on, Yixian even killed the Mo family members.
What was going on?
At this moment, they finally understood that Yixian was just a passerby. He did not belong to any camp and was only here to take advantage of the situation. If this continued, the 300 people below would probably die at the hands of Yixian and the other 3 before they could determine a victor.
What should they do?
Damn it, let's retreat. The Rebirth Realm expert of the Mo family, Mo Wention, cursed and quickly retreated. At the same time, the 6 Immortal level 9 experts of the Mo family also quickly retreated. This battle ended prematurely because of Yixian. Originally, this was a battle of life and death. If the Nalan family was not annihilated, then the Mo family would be annihilated. However, now it was actually a draw. However, the Rebirth Realm expert of the Nalan family, Nalan Xinghue, recognized it. That little fox, could it be that Binger has her eyes on? Nalan Xinghue thought to himself. Nalan Bing and Nalan Jie were his children. Previously, when Nalan Bing left the Shadow Fox clan and headed to the land of reincarnation, she had instructed him to find Luo Luo, a teenage immortal level 5 expert, even in the Shadow Fox clan, had never appeared before. Furthermore, Nalan Bing had said that Luo Luo had grown up in a year. When Nalan Bing met Luo Luo's realm was really low. With such aptitude, not to mention the Shadow Fox clan, even in the entire land of reincarnation, she could be ranked first. Since both sides had stopped fighting,
Yi Xian could not continue killing. He immediately collected the spoils and flew far away. Nalan family, Mo family, Yi Xian. 3 big factions. Brat, who are you? The rebirth realm expert of the Mo family, Mo Wentian, asked in shock. Just a passerby, don't worry about me. Yi Xian casually replied. Once these words were spoken, the surrounding people were stunned. Those who had died at the hands of Yi Xian and the other 3 were not only from the Nalan family, but also from the Mo family. How could they not care? Leave this person to me. At this moment, Nalan Xinghui's eyes flashed and he suddenly struck out with his palm. This palm was not aimed at Yi Xian's life, but to capture Yi Xian and the other 3. Stop! Mo Wentian also directly attacked and dispersed Nalan Xinghui's attack. He also wanted Yi Xian. Why? The reason was simple. Others might only think that Yi Xian had secretly learned the unparalleled fire dragon slash from the Mo family. But Mo Wentian knew that Yi Xian had used the unparalleled fire dragon slash. This remarkable ability was Mo Xue's ultimate move. Chapter 1432. But in the next moment, Mo Wentian and Nalan Xinghui were shocked. In the next moment, Wei Zhentian, Old Shu, and Luo Luo disappeared into thin air. In the end, only Yi Xian was left. Goodbye. After Yi Xian said this, he broke through the void and quickly entered. Nalan Xinghui, who was in the rebirth realm, missed his target. Space supernatural power? Mo Wentian was shocked. This kind of supernatural power was very rare. Who would have thought that Yi Xian would actually leave unscathed after killing both sides off guard? Besides, they had never heard of a method that could make the 3 of them disappear. The atmosphere suddenly became awkward. Both parties stopped fighting because of Yi Xian, but now that Yi Xian had escaped, should they continue? Lao Zu, are we still fighting? A 9th level immortal level expert from the Mo clan asked softly. In this battle, both parties were evenly matched. Not only did we lose a lot of people, but we also used up a lot of our lifespan. If we continue fighting, I'm afraid both parties will suffer. Mo Wentian frowned and thought to himself. This time, he came with the intention of annihilating the Nalan family. But instead, he fought with the Nalan family until both sides suffered losses. This was beyond his expectations. The remaining reincarnators of the Mo clan had all entered the land of reincarnation to fight with the Nalan clan for the treasure. They didn't have time to care about this. For a moment, Mo Wentian didn't know what to do. Let's go. After thinking for a while, Mo Wentian made a decision. The group of people from the Mo clan retreated in front of the Nalan clan, not giving them a chance to launch a sneak attack. As for Nalan Xinghui, after seeing the Mo family members off, he immediately ordered, "Search. Find those people from earlier." Yes. A few 9th level immortal level experts responded and gave the order. They all knew that Luo Luo was the person that Nalan Bing was looking for. Although Nalan Bing and Nalan Jie had already possessed a 9th level immortal level body, they weren't used to it because their realms were too high. If they wanted to find someone, they had to find someone younger so that they could adapt faster. She was young, had high aptitude, and had to be from the Fox clan. That was the most suitable choice. Previously, Nalan Xinghui had heard from Nalan Bing that Luo Luo had already grown 6 tails. Even the prodigies of the Shadow Fox clan couldn't compare to her talent. I'm afraid that only the 100 Fox Manor in the west of the land of reincarnation could give birth to such a genius. Nalan Xinghui thought to himself. At this time, Yi Xian, who had used the Eyes of the Void to escape from the Shadow Fox clan, had not gone far. Instead, he was in the vicinity of the Shadow Fox clan. He saw the Mo clan's team leave with his own eyes, as well as the Nalan clan's experts sent out to search for them. This time, he had actually achieved his goal. Although the Nalan family and the Mo family didn't fight to the death, and both sides suffered losses in the end, he had already obtained what he wanted. This thing was the corpse of the Nalan family's expert. Although there's no corpse of an immortal level 9, an immortal level 8 has a certain status. They should know where Nalan Bing and Nalan Jie are, right? Yi Xian thought to himself. He once again broke through the void and left the Shadow Fox clan, directly arriving in the vicinity of Broken Sky City. There were still many underworld assassins loitering around, but if anyone dared to approach, Wei Zhentian and the old tree would deal with them. Next, Yi Xian took out the corpse of a Nalan family expert at the 8th level of the life realm. Immortal Eye, Soul Eye.
Yi Xian began to search the corpse's soul. This soul search consumed a lot of eye power. Moreover, the higher the realm of the corpse, the more difficult it would be to search. This time, he spent an entire half a day searching. After that, he finally grasped the situation of Nalan Bing and Nalan Jie. Nalan Bing and Nalan Jie, as expected, each possessed a body. These were the two Nalan family members who had died in battle. Their realms were both at immortal level 9. Then, Nalan Bing and Nalan Jie directly followed the rebirth realm expert into the land of reincarnation. They seemed to be searching for something. This was the result of Yi Xian's half a day of searching. However, he did not know where Nalan Bing and Nalan Jie went after entering the land of reincarnation. Right, I can also try the Mo family's corpse. Then, Yi Xian took out the corpse of a Mo family expert. After half a day, he finished searching the corpse's soul. Mo Shui was a genius of the Mo family, and could be considered an ancestor of the Mo family. However, he had perished together with the Xianming duo demons in the battle. The Mo family had spies in the Nalan family, so they had also received news of the treasure and sent experts into the land of reincarnation. However, what shocked Yi Xian was that the rebirth realm was not what he had imagined. The rebirth realm was divided into 3 realms: the profound life realm, the profound death realm, and the samsara realm. Those who entered the profound life realm from the immortal level would produce profound life qi in their bodies. This profound life qi could quickly heal injuries. As for the profound death realm, one would produce profound death qi. This profound death qi could be used in battle to deprive the opponent of life. Once one reached the 9th level of the profound death realm, the profound life qi and profound death qi in one's body would be balanced. At that time, one could attempt to break through to the samsara realm. Only when one broke through to the samsara realm could one reincarnate on their own. Previously, Yi Xian thought that all rebirth realm experts could reincarnate, but it turned out that only those who had reached the samsara realm could do so. If a profound life realm or profound death realm expert wanted to reincarnate, they would have to ask a samsara realm expert for help. Now, there was a problem. The Xianming duo demons and Mo Shui were only profound life realm experts at their peak. They were far from the samsara realm. Then how did they reincarnate? One had to know that even profound death realm experts might not be able to recognize a samsara realm expert. How did a profound life realm expert know them? Thinking of this, Yi Xian could not help but have a guess in his heart. Could it be that the Xianming duo demons and Mo Shui found a treasure that could allow them to reincarnate in advance? Then, they fought and both sides were injured. Then they both reincarnated? This was really possible. Although he did not know if this was the case, he knew about the enmity between the Nalan family and the Mo family. Both families had sent experts into the land of reincarnation to search for a treasure. If I obtain this treasure and devour it, my cultivation level will definitely break through to the rebirth realm. Yi Xian's eyes could not help but light up. However, he did not know if this treasure was related to the reincarnation of the Xianming duo demons and Mo Shui. He did not even know its name. It would not be that easy to find it. I'm afraid that only the 2 rebirth realm experts from the Nalan family and the Mo family know where Nalan Bing and Nalan Jie went. However, I can't beat them now. Chapter 1433. I'm afraid only the Nalan Bing and Nalan Jie's whereabouts are known to the Nalan clan and the Mo clan respectively. However, I can't defeat them now. Yi Xian felt helpless in his heart. However, he had to try. Who knew if the immortal level LV9 experts would know? I can't control the Nalan clan, but I can control the Mo clan. At this moment, Yi Xian suddenly thought of this. Although the Mo clan had undergone the charm training, their success rate would be higher than the Shadow Fox clan. Hence, Yi Xian's target was the Mo clan. Furthermore, it was the immortal level LV9 expert from the Mo clan. With this thought, Yi Xian quickly rushed towards the Mo clan. The Mo clan had already left for a day, so Yi Xian probably couldn't catch up with them. Yi Xian spent a day to reach the Mo clan. During this time, the old tree obtained a large amount of mysterious fire and broke through to the immortal level LV7. Nalan Bing and Nalan Jie obtained a treasure in their previous life, so the Mo clan's mysterious life realm experts went to the land of reincarnation like the Nalan clan, leaving only Mo Wention behind. The Mo clan is easier to infiltrate than the Nalan clan. Yi Xian looked at the city in front of him and thought to himself. The Mo clan was human, so he could control anyone to enter the city. Although Mo Wention brought the experts to the Nalan clan,
He had already returned. Yi Xian waited here for a while, then used his soul eye from afar to directly control a powerhouse at the 5th level of the longevity stage.
Then, he directly told him to come over and disguised himself as the other party to enter the city.
The Mo clan was a big clan with thousands of years of history and a population of 100,000. Yi Xian disguised himself as Mo Hua and entered the Mo clan city. Although Mo Hua was only at the immortal level LV5 and Yi Xian was at the immortal level LV6, Yi Xian could hide his aura. Even the immortal level LV7 expert guarding the city gate didn't notice him. Although everyone in the Mo family city had the surname Mo, the city was actually similar to other cities. There were weapon shops, restaurants and so on. After all, there were too many people. As for Mo Wen Tian, he was in charge of the city lord's manor. Previously, when they went to the Nalan family to fight, they suffered heavy losses. Therefore, the Mo family was now somewhat nervous. They were afraid that the Nalan family would counterattack, so the number of guards outside the Mo family's city and on the streets increased. Yi Xian arrived in front of the city lord manor and used his eye of revelation to investigate. There were many experts in the city lord's manor, but Yi Xian did not dare to approach. After all, there was still Mo Wen Tian, who was in the profound life realm. Once Yi Xian approached, he was afraid that he would be discovered, so he could only wait outside. Time slowly passed. Yi Xian was waiting outside the castellan's mansion. Many people were coming in and out, but none of them were above immortality level 8. It seems that his vitality has been greatly damaged and he is currently recuperating. Yi Xian thought to himself. However, at this moment, a figure suddenly walked out of the castellan's manor. Yi Xian's eyes flashed. He realized that he had seen this person before. He had participated in the battle with the Nalan family. He was an expert of immortality level 9. After leaving the castellan's manor, he quickly left. Good chance. Seeing this, Yi Xian's eyes lit up and immediately followed him. However, he did not dare to follow too closely. He used his eye of revelation to observe outside the range of his spiritual consciousness. He really left the city. Great. His eyes flickered when he saw the level 9 immortal level leaving the city. It seemed that the opportunity had come. Unfortunately, the immortal level rank 9 powerhouse did not head north. Instead, he headed south. Perhaps he was going to get reinforcements. The Nalan family and the Mo family were established at the border of the land of reincarnation. The land of reincarnation was north, so this person was not going to the land of reincarnation. However, it did not matter. As long as Yi Xian killed him, he might be able to find out where the rebirth level expert of the Mo family went to the land of reincarnation. Yi Xian used his eye of revelation to follow him while keeping a distance. Although his opponent was cautious, his vision was much smaller than Yi Xian's, so he did not notice him. Although his speed was fast, he was cautious and did not travel at full speed. Therefore, Yi Xian could still catch up with him. About half an hour later. It's about time. Let's do it. Yi Xian thought to himself and immediately chased after him. The immortality level 9 expert in front felt that something was wrong. He turned around and saw Yi Xian. However, Yi Xian looked like a stranger at the moment. He was only on immortality level 6, so he did not take him seriously. No, his speed is so fast. The old man shuddered. How was it possible that an immortality level 6 expert was faster than an immortality level 8 expert? You're coming for me. You're courting death. The old man who was on immortal level rank 9 reacted immediately and lifted his sword to attack. Killing intent explosion. Unparalleled flame dragon slash. Yi Xian attacked with all his might. Rumble. The two true chis collided and airwaves swept out. They were evenly matched. Previously, Yi Xian had the buff from the Feast of Slaughter, so his strength could be said to be invincible under the reincarnation realm. However, today, he didn't have the buff, so he was able to fight evenly with a 9th level immortality realm expert. However, the unparalleled flame dragon slash exposed Yi Xian. It's you. The old man immediately recognized Yi Xian. He was Yi Xian, the one who killed many experts from the Nalan family and the Mo family. However, so what if he recognized him? At this moment, Wei Zhentian and Old Tree, who were on immortality level 7, attacked from both sides. Luo Luo was also preparing outside. Remnant flame. Old Shu's speed was faster.
In an instant, he condensed a remnant flame clone in front of the old man who was on immortal level 8. What? The old man did not expect Old Tree to be able to teleport behind him. When he turned around to defend himself, it was already too late. Bang! Old Tree's flaming fist landed on the old man's back. The latter was immediately sent flying. However, the old man was on a higher level and had a type of exotic flame in his body. He was able to defend himself and was only hit by the impact. He immediately stabilized himself. However, at this moment, Xianxia attacked again. Killing intent explosion. Unparalleled flame dragon slash. Another huge golden flame dragon rushed out. This time, it engulfed the old man in an instant. This time, the old man had to burn his lifespan. In the previous battle, when he fought against the Nalan family's expert, he burned almost 1,000 years of his lifespan. Now, he did not have much time left. Boom! The golden flame dragon was instantly dispersed. This time, the old man condensed a set of flame battle armor to prevent himself from being attacked again. However, at this moment, Luo suddenly turned into a stream of light and flashed. Reincarnation Flash. Fifth Flash. Chapter 1434. This was Luo's first time using the fifth flash and it was blocked. However, she managed to break through the opponent's flame defense. Taking advantage of this opportunity, the old tree attacked again. Flaming Sun Rope. A flaming chain suddenly appeared and bound the old man's legs, making him unable to move. Moreover, this flaming chain was held in the hands of the old tree. An extremely strong flame energy was transmitted through the flaming chain. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. The flame energy instantly burned the old man's legs. The flames quickly spread up and reached his knees in the blink of an eye. Damn it! The old man was shocked and quickly extinguished the flames. However, he tried again and realized that the flames were extremely strong. It burned half of his true chi. He had no choice but to burn his lifespan again. Bang! The flames were finally extinguished. However, the old man's legs were already burned. If he was a little later, the lower half of his body would be gone. Fortunately, martial artists knew how to fly when they were in the aura realm. Even if they lost their legs, they could still move. However, their speed was definitely not as fast as on the ground. This round of attack is going to take your life. Xianxia's eyes shone brightly as he attacked again. Killing intent explosion. Unparalleled flaming dragon slash. In an instant, the old man was engulfed again. This time, he used a large amount of his lifespan in exchange for a chance to live. However, he had no chance to use it again because his lifespan had been used up. He only had less than 10 years left. I can't accept this. The old man was very helpless. In just a few seconds, he had used up more than 200 years of his lifespan. However, this was not the main point. The main point was that after using up all his lifespan, he would still die. Residual flame. The old tree, who was at Immortality Realm level 7, created another residual flame clone. Boom! This time, the old man could not block it and his chest was instantly pierced through. That flame instantly burned a large hole in his chest, and his heart was reduced to ashes. Then, the old tree waved his hand again and collected the flames. What was left was a corpse without legs and an empty chest. Ding! Host's killing intent has increased. After the old man on immortal level rank 9 died, Xianxia quickly went over and put away his corpse and Qian ring. It was too easy for the four of them to kill an immortal level rank 9 powerhouse. He just did not know if this immortal level 9 powerhouse knew where Nalan Bing and Nalan Jia were. At that moment, Xianxia tore through the void, arrived at a quiet place, and began to search his soul. It was difficult to search the soul of an immortal level rank 9 powerhouse. Xianxia spent a whole day trying. It was a pity that this Immortality Realm level 9 expert did not know where the Rebirth Realm expert had gone. He only knew that he was in the land of reincarnation. What a tragedy. The clues are gone. It seems like only the Nalan clan and the Mo clan's Rebirth Realm experts know about it. Xianxia looked a little helpless. However, killing an immortal level rank 9 powerhouse gave him a lot of rewards. One of them was ranked 63rd on the Exceptional Flame leaderboard. There were also a few other exceptional flames that were ranked quite high. Xianxia kept one of them and gave the rest to the old tree and Luo.
The old tree was leveling up very quickly. He had already surpassed Wei Zhentian. After refining these exceptional flames, his cultivation base had improved a lot. He was about to break through to immortal level rank 8. It was a pity that the old tree had a limit. He was guaranteed to be at least Yi Xian's level and could not be higher than Yi Xian by 3 levels. Fortunately, Yi Xian was now at immortal level rank 6. No matter how high the old tree was, he could only be at immortal level rank 9. On this day, Luo had also broken through to immortal level rank 6, the same as Yi Xian. Next, Yi Xian had to replan. Young master, why don't we work with the Mo clan? At this moment, the old tree suddenly suggested. Work with the Mo clan? When Yi Xian heard this, he could not help but be stunned. He had worked with Mo Shui a few times before. Of course, most of the time they were fighting each other. It was not impossible to work with the Mo clan now. Grandpa Tree, this is a good idea. First, we'll collect some treasures from the Mo clan. Then, we'll help them destroy the Shadow Fox clan. Luo also thought that this was a good idea. Yes, this is a good idea. We'll collect a lot of rewards from the Mo clan so that I can break through to immortal level rank 7. Then, I'll be invincible under rebirth state. Yi Xian squinted his eyes. Only when he broke through to immortal level rank 7 would he dare to fight a rebirth state. Now that he was only at immortal level rank 6, he did not dare to do so. Yes, the Mo clan will not disagree. If they don't agree, we'll help the Shadow Fox clan, the old tree said with a smile. In the conflict between the Nailan clan and the Mo clan, Yi Xian was the third party. Not only did he kill people from both sides, but he was also going to help. This was the first time such a situation had happened. However, in this situation, one of the Mo clan and the Nailan clan would definitely agree, even if Yi Xian had killed many of their people. However, how could those people compare to a clan? If they could kill a rebirth state powerhouse, then they would have profited. Not a bad idea. All right, I'll go to the Mo clan now. Yi Xian nodded. Let me go. I won't die anyway. If the Mo clan dares to kill me, young master, you can go to the Nailan clan directly. The old tree volunteered. All right. At that moment, Yi Xian broke through the void and arrived outside the Mo clan city. As his realm was not high enough, Yi Xian could only send the old tree as a messenger to work with the Mo clan. Old tree, who looked like a bald old man, lifted his feet and rushed towards the Mo clan city gate. Stop right there. Who are you? An immortal level LV7 general of the Mo clan shouted. He saw that the old tree was not an ordinary person. Furthermore, he came with a strong aura. It was obvious that something was wrong. Why are you talking so much nonsense? Old Shu was a little impatient. He directly sent a residual flame over and slapped the defending general away. If it weren't for the fact that they came to cooperate with the Mo family this time, this defending general would have probably been turned into flying ashes. The old tree was now at the peak of immortal level LV7, and would soon break through to immortal level LV8. With his ability, even an immortal level LV9 powerhouse would not be able to do anything to him. Moreover, he had the immortal phoenix bloodline. Most importantly, he was immortal. When he slapped the general away, he took his Qian Kuan ring and used Remnant Flame to enter the city again. Remnant Flame could also be leveled up using Devour points. Every time it leveled up, it would increase the number of Remnant Flame doppelgangers and increase their range. In the future, it could even be like Assassin's Eyes. After using Remnant Flame doppelgangers, its first attack power would increase. However, Yi Xian did not have any Devour points to upgrade. He might be able to use them on random missions in the future. This skill was equivalent to teleportation. Soon, the old tree arrived in front of the Mo clan's mansion. Chapter 1435. Mo Wentian, come out. We have something to discuss. Old tree's aged voice fell into the ears of everyone in the city lord's manor. Immediately, many experts leaped into the air. Who had the guts to call out the name of the Mo clan's patriarch? The rebirth realm expert, Mo Wentian, who was in charge of overseeing the situation, opened his eyes as well, and then he shot out. When he arrived above the city lord's manor, he realized that he recognized the person. It was the old tree who had destroyed the battle between the two clans. It's you. Mo Wentian's eyes widened in disbelief. The old tree had walked right into the trap?
My young master wants to cooperate with your Mo clan to destroy the Nalan clan.
Old tree went straight to the point. Cooperation.
When these two words fell into Mo Wentian's ears, he was shocked. Mo Wentian guessed that the young master old tree was talking about was Yixian. However, Yixian had killed many of their people.
How dare he come to cooperate?
However, Mo Wentian was very interested in the details of the cooperation. Humph, you killed my Mo clan's people and you still want to cooperate?
Mo Wentian couldn't help but ask.
Since you are not willing, then forget it. My young master will go and ask the Nalan clan.
Old Shu shrugged helplessly, turned around and prepared to leave.
However, his path was blocked by a few experts of the 9th level of the Immortality Realm. Tesgase, since I dared to come alone, I am not afraid of you killing me.
I have signed a contract with my young master.
As long as my young master is alive, I will not die.
Why don't you try and kill me?
Old Tree stroked his beard without a trace of fear on his face. An ordinary 7th level Immortality Realm expert would be scared to death of a 9th level Immortality Realm expert, let alone a Rebirth Realm expert.
However, Old Tree was so calm.
It was indeed a little unbelievable.
Contract. Mo Wentian frowned.
He had never heard of such a powerful contract that could even revive. My little young master could have just sent a weakling, but the one who came was me. This is enough to show my little young master's sincerity.
Mo family, I'll give you 3 seconds to consider.
After 3 seconds, my young master will enter the Shadow Fox family and cooperate with them.
Old Tree continued.
3 seconds. For such an important collaboration, he was actually only given 3 seconds to consider. This made Mo Wentian feel a little pressured. However, it was not impossible to put down the previous hatred and cooperate as long as they could destroy the Nalan family. Previously, he had already sent people to other factions to seek help, but if he rejected the old tree now, Yixian would go to the Nalan family to cooperate. At that time, the Nalan family would directly charge over, and the Mo family would be in danger. There was not enough time. Moreover, Mo Wentian also had some questions that he wanted to ask Yixian. For example, why did Yixian use the unparalleled flame dragon slash? What do you need? Mo Wentian couldn't help but ask. This is what my young master wants. Without another word, the old tree threw a piece of paper to Mo Wentian. It recorded the things that Yixian needed. These things were enough for him to break through to the 7th level of the Immortality Realm. At the same time, the old tree and Wei Zhentian could also break through to the 8th level of the Immortality Realm.
So much. Mo Wentian was shocked.
The things inside were enough to create a 9th level of the Immortality Realm expert.
Yixian was really asking for too much.
Don't think it's too much. As long as we can destroy the Nalan family, even if it's 5 times, I think you can still come up with it, right? The old tree's mouth curled up slightly and said, Moreover, don't you want to know why my little young master can use the unparalleled flame dragon slash?
This move is Mo Shui's ultimate move.
When this sentence fell into Mo Wentian's ears, it made his body tremble.
Mo Shui.
This name was not a secret. Many people knew that an old ancestor of the Mo clan went missing after going to the land of reincarnation and was suspected to have died. However, not many people knew that Mo Shui created the unparalleled flame dragon slash. Even fewer people had seen Mo Shui use the unparalleled flame dragon slash. This name was only known by a few old ancestors of the Mo clan. But now someone actually said it. This must be related to Mo Shui.
You know where Mo Shui is?
Mo Wentian asked in surprise. Of course, but I'll tell you after destroying the Nalan family.
How about that?
The old tree smiled.
Mo Wentian hesitated.
Now, it was a matter of life and death for the Mo clan. If the Mo clan destroyed the Nalan family, then the Nalan family would only be left with those who migrated to the land of reincarnation. Moreover, Yixian knew Mo Shui's location. However, Mo Wentian thought of something.
Mo Shui's life jade tablet has long been shattered.
You must have obtained his inheritance.
Do you still want to lie to me?
Mo Wentian said coldly. Mo Shui had been missing for more than 20 years. Many people believed that he was dead. As the Mo clan's old ancestor, Mo Wentian naturally knew that Mo Shui's life jade tablet had been shattered. It was just that he had not announced it.
That may not be so. Mo Shui only reincarnated. Look, didn't the Xianming duo demons reincarnate as well? They are only in the profound life realm. The old tree explained. Hearing this, Mo Wentian felt that it made sense. However, how did the Xianming duo demons reincarnate as profound life realm cultivators? He had previously guessed that they had found a reincarnation treasure. Therefore, it made sense that Mo Shui had also reincarnated. Alright, I hope you are not lying to me. Otherwise. Mo Wentian's eyes flashed. Hee hee. The old tree only grinned and said, "There is no time to lose. Please organize your men and gather outside the city." What? We are leaving now? Mo Wentian said in shock. Don't forget that our young master has the space magical power. He can allow you to arrive at the Nalan clan in an instant. The old tree replied. After his reminder, Mo Wentian immediately reacted. Yi Xian had used this space magical power to leave that day. Alright. Immediately, Mo Wentian ordered people to organize the men. At the same time, the old tree also left directly and flew out of the city. In less than half a minute, the Mo clan had organized the men again. Although they were short of an expert in the 9th level of the immortality realm, another one replaced him. There were still 6 experts in the 9th level of the immortality realm. Soon, they arrived outside the city. Outside the Mo clan city, there was only the old tree. However, beside the old tree, there was a void door. Through this void door, you can directly arrive outside the Shadow Fox clan, the old tree said to Mo Wentian. Mo Wentian found it unbelievable. The Mo clan and the Nalan clan were 2 days away. However, a door could directly cross the distance between the two clans. It was really terrifying. Let's go. Chapter 1436. Behind the void door, they were indeed near the Shadow Fox clan. From afar, they could see the Nalan clan city. Where's that brat? Mo Wentian looked at the old tree. Don't worry. When you guys are fighting, the young master will come out. You just have to delay that rebirth realm expert. The battle will end in 10 seconds. The old tree continued. All right. Mo Wentian's eyes lit up. Previously, they had fought for a long time and consumed a lot of their lifespan. Now, their mission was not to kill but to delay the other party. This was much simpler. Yi Xian dared to promise 10 seconds. This meant that he had some tricks up his sleeve. It seemed like the Nalan clan was doomed this time. I hope you didn't lie to me. Otherwise, I will definitely make you pay the price. Mo Wentian's eyes flickered. He led the large group and charged towards the Nalan clan again. The old tree blended in with their group and entered the Shadow Fox clan together. Mo Wentian, it's you again? A familiar voice came from afar. The Nalan clan's rebirth realm expert, Nalan Xinghui, flew into the sky again. Previously, when the Mo clan attacked the Nalan clan, both sides suffered great losses. Other than those who died, most of them lost 1,000 years of lifespan. If they were to fight again this time, they would probably all die here. So what if it's me? Today, your Nalan clan will be destroyed. Mo Wentian snorted. Looking at Mo Wentian's confident look, Nalan Xinghui's heart trembled. He sized up the other party's camp and noticed the figure of the old tree. It's him. Nalan Xinghui was shocked. He suddenly had a bad premonition. The old tree was in cahoots with Yi Xian. Now that he had appeared in the Mo clan's camp, could it be that the Mo clan and Yi Xian were working together? Oh no. Thinking of this, Nalan Xinghui's expression changed. This was troublesome. It seems like you have guessed it. If you know what's good for you, take the initiative to surrender. I won't kill you all. Mo Wentian continued. Don't even think about it. Nalan Xinghui gritted his teeth. Even if the entire Nalan clan were to die in battle, they would never take the initiative to surrender. At this moment, all he could do was pray in his heart that Nalan Bing and the others had already found the treasure and killed all the rebirth stage experts of the Mo clan. This way, even if they died in battle, they would have no regrets. Where is your young master? Mo Wentian asked in a low voice. He's already here. Once the battle starts, he'll appear immediately. After the old tree finished speaking, the sky suddenly darkened, just like last time. Hearing this, Mo Wentian finally understood who was behind the sudden change in weather that day. One had to know that the underworld was jointly established by the Mo clan and the Nalan clan.
The members of the Nalan clan were also proficient in assassination and concealment. Their senses were also extremely sharp. However, even a rebirth realm expert like him couldn't detect him. It had to be said that Yi Xian's concealment skills were extremely high.
Good. All Mo family members, listen to my order, kill.
Mo Wention did not intend to waste any more words and directly gave the order.
Go!
Nalan Xinghui also shouted. The second battle was about to start. When the battle started, the old tree immediately used the remaining flames and flashed to Yi Xian's side, passing the universe ring to Yi Xian. Just now, Yi Xian had already followed behind the Mo clan's team and sneaked in. When he saw the two forces already fighting in front of him, he couldn't help but smile.
Today it was his show. Ding!
Host has broken through, currently at Immortality Realm Level 7.
Ding!
Wei Zhentian has broken through, currently at Immortality Realm Level 8.
Ding!
Spirit of Ashes has broken through, currently at Immortality Realm Level 8. 3 system notifications sounded out in a row. Yi Xian directly swallowed all of the heavenly and earthly treasures that the Mo clan had given him. Luo, Wei Zhentian, you two focus on killing those below Immortality Realm Level 9. Old Tree, you and I will work together to deal with those at Immortality Realm Level 9. Yi Xian immediately ordered the 3 of them. With their intervention, this battle would not last more than 10 seconds and the outcome would be decided. Perhaps it would not even take 5 seconds.
All right.
Old Tree immediately responded. After breaking through to Immortality Realm Level 8, he was almost invincible among those at Immortality Realm. If he worked together with Yi Xian, it would not be difficult for him to kill an Immortality Realm Level 9 with ease. Like the first battle, both parties exhausted their true chi. This time, the Mo clan was very conservative as they had external help. When both parties were fighting, Yi Xian finally appeared. Residual Flame Clone. Yi Xian and Old Tree's target was the same person. In the blink of an eye, the latter appeared behind an Immortality Realm Level 9 from the Shadow Fox clan. Killing Intent Explosion. Unparalleled Flame Dragon Slash. Yi Xian and Old Tree worked together and attacked at the same time. This Immortality Realm Level 9 powerhouse did not have time to react and was sent flying by Old Tree's Flame Dragon Slash. The direction he was sent flying was Yi Xian's Unparalleled Flame Dragon Slash.
Whoosh! Whoosh!
In the blink of an eye, this Immortality Realm Level 9 powerhouse was killed. As for his opponent, he was completely astonished.
So strong.
This Mo clan powerhouse swallowed his saliva. Yi Xian was only at Immortality Realm Level 7, but he could kill an Immortality Realm Level 9 powerhouse in an instant. Was he still human? This scene fell into Mo Wention's eyes, causing his eyes to widen. It seemed that this time, the Nalan clan was really going to be destroyed.
Ding!
The killing intent value of the host has increased. When the system notification sounded, Yi Xian glanced at it from the corner of his eye, and finally fixed his gaze on the second Immortality Realm Level 9 powerhouse. Residual Flame Clone. Old Tree attacked again. First, he formed a clone and then moved over. This Immortality Realm Level 9 powerhouse had seen his companion die with his own eyes, so he was prepared.
Bang!
Old Tree's punch was blocked by the opponent. However, Yi Xian's attack came immediately. I'll go all out. This Immortality Realm Level 9 Shadow Fox powerhouse gritted his teeth and attacked directly. He had burned 100 years of his lifespan for this attack. He only had a few hundred years of life left. Burning 100 years in one go, he was naturally heartbroken. However, this time if he did not burn so much life, he was afraid that he would be killed on the spot. What was the use of a few hundred years of life? Rumble! His sword slashed and Yi Xian's golden flame dragon collided. This time, the collision was extremely violent. Fortunately, this time, his attack was stronger than Yi Xian's. However, Yi Xian's attack did not burn his life. The true qi that was consumed was almost recovered in the blink of an eye. Let's see how many more years of life you can burn. Yi Xian's eyes flashed and he slashed his sword again.
What?
The opponent was shocked. He was not shocked by Yi Xian's attack, but by Old Tree. This time, Old Shu used the residual flame doppelganger to rush to his side and then hugged him. The surrounding people wanted to die together with him.
No.
Chapter 1437.
Ding! The host's killing intent has increased. Ding. The spirit of ashes has died. Ding. The spirit of ashes has been revived. 3 system notifications rang out in succession. The second immortal level rank 9 expert had been killed by Xianxia. At this moment, he had only appeared for 3 seconds. 3 seconds to kill 2 immortal level rank 9 experts. This meant that this battle could really end in 10 seconds. That brat is so ruthless. Mo Wentian, who was in charge of holding back the Shadow Fox clan's Rebirth Realm expert, Nalan Xinghui, trembled. He did not expect that Xianxia would actually kill his own people. However, in the next moment, he was shocked. After Xianxia put away the Universe Ring of the Dead, another figure appeared beside him. This figure was the old tree, who had been killed by Xianxia just now. How was this possible? How could someone who had clearly been reduced to ashes be revived? At this moment, Mo Wentian suddenly recalled something. Previously, the old tree had said that he was immortal and indestructible. As long as Xianxia did not die, he would not die. This was actually true. TSK. 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 Young master, your attack power is really too strong. Even I was killed. The old tree could not help but praise. One had to know that he was the spirit of ashes. He had fire attribute resistance. In addition to the immortal divine phoenix bloodline, he would not die so easily. However, he had been instantly killed by Xianxia. The effect of the immortal eye unicorn bloodline's unicorn genuine chi to burn the world was really too terrifying. Haha, old tree, let's continue. Xianxia laughed loudly. Then he killed another person. As long as the remaining 4 immortal level rank 9 experts were killed, the outcome of this battle would be decided. Mo Wentian teamed up with 6 immortal level rank 9 experts on his side. Killing Nalan Xinghui should not be a problem. When Nalan Xinghui saw that 2 immortal level Shadow Fox experts were killed, his face turned gloomy. He knew that he would definitely lose this battle, so he immediately made a decision. I'm afraid this bloodline is doomed. Let's go. Nalan Xinghui made a prompt decision and distanced himself from Mo Wentian. However, before he left, he did not want to return empty-handed. His target was Luoluo. What a joke. You think you can catch Luoluo? Xianxia laughed coldly in his heart. Luoluo had always been within the range of his senses. With a single thought, he sent Luoluo into the planting space. Disappeared. Damn it! Nalan Xinghui roared. He knew that this was definitely Xianxia's doing, so he immediately focused his attention on Xianxia. Die brat! Nalan Xinghui circulated his true chi and launched an attack at Xianxia. This palm was enough to kill any immortal level Shadow Fox expert, not to mention Xianxia, who was at the immortal level Shadow Fox 7th level. However, Mo Wentian would not just watch Xianxia get caught. Nalan Xinghui, your opponent is me. Mo Wentian roared. He punched out and dispersed Nalan Xinghui's giant palm. The shockwave sent Xianxia flying. Old man, you are not qualified to catch me. Xianxia spat out a mouthful of blood, but his internal injuries healed instantly. He knew that Mo Wentian would attack, so he was too lazy to dodge. He then dashed towards another Shadow Fox who was on immortal level 9. Residual Flame Doppelganger. Old Tree immediately flashed behind his opponent and punched him fiercely. A second later, the 3rd immortal level Shadow Fox expert fell. As a result, the Mo clan had 3 more people. These 3 people did not expand their advantage, but instead followed Mo Wentian to attack Nalan Xinghui. As for the others, Xianxia would deal with them. As long as they could kill Nalan Xinghui, they would have profited greatly. It was even more profitable than killing 10 immortal level Shadow Fox experts. As for the remaining people, Xianxia benefited. D**minute retreat. Nalan Xinghui saw that the situation was settled, and he could not catch Xianxia, so he immediately turned around and fled. Mo Wentian's attention was always on him, so he immediately led the 3 people to chase after him. At the same time, Xianxia could not help but turn around and place a death pursuit order on Nalan Xinghui just in case. Soon, in less than 3 seconds, the last 3 immortal level Shadow Fox experts of the Nalan clan died at the hands of Xianxia. Ding! The host's killing intent has increased. Ding! The host's killing intent has increased. Ding! The host's killing intent has increased. 3 consecutive system notifications caused Yi Xian's killing intent to soar. The situation was set. In 3 seconds, the 2 Rebirth Realm experts had already left Yi Xian's field of vision. However, with the death pursuit order, Yi Xian could still sense Nalan Xinghui's location. Finish off the remaining people. There's a big battle coming up,
Yi Xian said to Luo Luo and the other 2.
Young master, are we still going to fight with the Mo clan?
Luo Luo asked in surprise.
Yes, they will most likely attack us. Yi Xian nodded and glanced at the figure in the distance that was rapidly approaching them. This figure was Mo Wen Tian, who was chasing after Nalan Xinghui. However, at this moment, Mo Wen Tian suddenly turned back. It was obvious that he had not caught up with Nalan Xinghui. Grand Elder, did you not catch up? An immortal-level Shadow Fox expert from the Mo clan asked. The Rebirth Realm experts were too fast. If Nalan Xinghui did not run, they could have been of help. However, once Nalan Xinghui escaped, these immortal-level experts would not be able to catch up. That old man has a few hundred years more lifespan than me. Even if I use up all my lifespan to chase after him, I won't be able to catch up. Mo Wen Tian shook his head. After 2 battles, his lifespan consumption was similar to Nalan Xinghui's. However, Nalan Xinghui was younger than him. If he continued to chase, not only would he not be able to catch up, he might even be killed by Nalan Xinghui. Therefore, he could not chase after him. Although it was a pity, at least he had destroyed the Shadow Fox clan. Immediately, Mo Wen Tian ordered, kill all the immortal-level Fox clan members. Leave none alive. Hearing this, the hearts of the surrounding people could not help but tremble. This Mo clan was a little too brutal. In the Shadow Fox clan, there were more than 20,000 immortal-level experts. If all of them were killed, bastards, I'll fight it out with you. An expert from the Mo clan roared. However, in the next moment, he was killed by Mo Wen Tian's sword. Even Nalan Xinghui, who was in the Rebirth Realm, was defeated. What could a mere immortal-level Shadow Fox clan member do? In less than 3 seconds, the last of the Nalan clan's experts were all killed in battle. The Shadow Fox clan members below also dispersed in an uproar. As for the immortal level 6 and 7 immortal level experts of the Mo clan, they were in charge of chasing and killing. Chapter 1438. Yi Xian was already used to such a scene. This was a world where the strong were respected. The weak would definitely be eliminated first. At this moment, Mo Wen Tian suddenly focused his attention on Yi Xian and said, Kid, you also contributed to the annihilation of the Nalan clan this time. However, we are only cooperating. I have already given you the reward in advance. Now, shouldn't you fulfill your promise? Previously, Yi Xian had said that as long as the Nalan clan was annihilated, he would tell Mo Wen Tian the location of Mo Shui. Yi Xian naturally had to fulfill this promise. He immediately smiled and said, Mo Shui has indeed reincarnated. I have met him a few times. On the way, he encountered the Xianming Duo Demon's awakening, so he was hunted down. In the end, he imparted the matchless dragon slash to me and asked me to avenge him. He made a long story short and told the whole story. What? After hearing this, Mo Wen Tian couldn't help but shout. So Mo Shui is still dead? That's right. He died not long after his awakening. It has been more than a year since then. Yi Xian nodded. As soon as he said this, Mo Wen Tian was furious. Bastard, how dare you lie to me? He originally thought that after Mo Shui reincarnated, he had secluded himself somewhere and Yi Xian had obtained Mo Shui's inheritance or was Mo Shui's disciple. Who would have thought that Mo Shui was still dead? I didn't lie to you. This is where Mo Shui is buried. You can go dig him up and bring him back to the Mo clan for burial. As Yi Xian said this, he suddenly threw a piece of paper. Mo Wen Tian glanced at it and immediately attacked. Bastard, go to hell. Yi Xian had already expected this. Seeing Mo Wen Tian's hysterical look, he couldn't help but smirk and said coldly, Do you really think that I am afraid of you? Previously, he was only at the 6th level of the Immortality Realm. Mo Wen Tian, who was in the Rebirth Realm, could easily kill him. However, he had now broken through to the 7th level of the Immortality Realm. Mo Wen Tian was only 3 levels higher than him. What did 3 realms count for? Whoosh! Yi Xian, who had been prepared for this,
dodged this fatal punch. Then, he tore through the void and entered.
You want to leave? Mo Wentian was determined to capture Yi Xian. Hence, he also stepped into the door of void. The void door could have been closed after Yi Xian entered, but he did not.
Their goal was to lure Mo Wentian in.
Hua! The door to the void closed after Mo Wentian passed through it. This was a plan to lure the tiger away from the mountain. Mo Wentian, who had lived for thousands of years, had actually fallen for it. Even Yi Xian had not expected this. When he finally reacted, his expression changed drastically. Mo Wentian, don't worry. I have no intention of going back. Yi Xian grinned.
At this moment, if he were to suddenly break through the void and kill his way back, then the Mo clan's troops would most likely be wiped out.
Not only that, the Mo clan's city would also be the same. But Yi Xian didn't. Because he didn't need to. Wei Zhentian and Old Tree were enough to deal with the remaining people. After all, Wei Zhentian, who was at the 8th level of the Eternal Life Realm, was unstoppable after using the Storm of Swords. Today, I will kill a Rebirth Realm strong practitioner and see. Yi Xian's eyes shone brightly.
Feast of slaughter.
On the other side, Wei Zhentian, who was above the Shadow Fox clan, also used the Storm of Swords. Old Tree also began a frenzied slaughter. Ding! Host's killing intent has increased. Ding! Host's killing intent has increased. Ding! Host's killing intent has increased. System notifications rang out one after another. Yi Xian's strength had increased by 50% in an instant. How is this possible? Mo Wentian was extremely shocked. He did not expect that Yi Xian had actually concealed his strength. However, was this enough to fight against him? Dang! Mo Wentian could not care so much. This time, he had to kill Yi Xian. Otherwise, the Mo clan team and Mo clan city would be destroyed in a day. Yi Xian could not be let go. This time, I will play with you. Yi Xian revealed a cold smile. It was rare for him to burn his lifespan, which was a full 20 years. Shadow step. Whoosh. In an instant, he swept into the distance and dodged Mo Wentian's second attack. Don't even think of leaving. Mo Wentian's eyes flickered and immediately chased after him. One had to admit that Yi Xian's speed was very fast. There was probably no one in the Eternal Life Realm who could match him. However, Mo Wentian could still catch up. As long as he could kill Yi Xian, so what if he consumed some of his lifespan? However, the feast of slaughter was still increasing. 60%, 70%, 80%. Mo Wentian was puzzled as to why Yi Xian's strength was increasing so quickly. However, he would never have thought that half of the Mo clan team in the Shadow Fox clan had already been killed by Wei Zhentian and Old Tree. Explosion of killing intent. Unparalleled flaming dragon slash. Yi Xian, whose strength had doubled, raised his hand and unleashed his strongest attack. The unparalleled flaming dragon slash, which was twice as powerful, whizzed towards Mo Wentian. A mere 7th heaven of life realm dares to do this in front of me? Disperse. Mo Wentian raised his hand and unleashed another fist shadow. This fist was a top-grade eternal life remarkable power. It could be considered a half-reincarnation remarkable power. It was enough to kill any eternal life realm ancient martial art practitioner. Rumble. With a rumble, the huge golden flaming dragon was dispersed and the fist shadow attacked Yi Xian. However, at this moment, Yi Xian's eyes suddenly flashed. Door of Void. Hua! The door of void opened and Mo Wentian's fist shadow entered it. However, it appeared behind Mo Wentian. What? Mo Wentian was astonished. He had reaped what he had sown. Bang! Mo Wentian had accidentally injured himself with his own attack. This was the first time he had encountered such a situation. Haha, have a taste of this move. Yi Xian's eyes flashed. He activated his genuine qi and unleashed a punch. Star-shattering fist. This move was what Mo Wentian had used just now. This made Mo Wentian extremely astonished. Yi Xian, how could he know his ultimate move? This was impossible. However, the power of this move was much weaker than the unparalleled flaming dragon slash. After all, it lacked a few fire attribute enhancements and was easily defeated by Mo Wentian. Yi Xian was actually just toying with Mo Wentian. 1 times 1. 2 times, 1.
3 times. In the short span of time they had exchanged blows, the feast of killing had increased to 1.
3 times. Yi Xian calculated in his heart.
His expression could not help but turn serious.
Then he tore open the void. Huff, huff, huff. Countless blood swords shot out from the door of void and attacked Mo Wentian. At the same time, a remnant flame doppelganger condensed behind Mo Wentian. Old Tree stepped through the door of void and appeared behind Mo Wentian. At this moment, Mo Wentian was attacked from both sides. Mo Wentian could only defend with all his might.
Puh, 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 bang!
Although he defended with all his might, he was still pierced by the blood swords. His back was also badly mutilated by Old Tree.